Hey guys. This is what if Naruto can level up. At a young age, Naruto grew up with little to no friends. Because of this, he grew up with a love of video games. One day, somehow, he woke up with the ability to view life as a video game. Naruto has no idea what to make of this, but decided to make the most of it. Watch out, world. The gamer has arrived. Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. Let's start.
We are paid, that's all. We are God.
Chapter 1: Dawn of the Gamer. Uzumaki Naruto yawned as he rose up from his bed and shook the cobwebs from his head. The blonde then proceeded to wipe the crud from his eyes, waddled his way to the bathroom to take a shower and brush his teeth like clockwork. Soon after finishing, Naruto picked up his clothes that consisted of a small white t-shirt, underwear, and a pair of orange shorts. Before putting them on, and began making a simple breakfast before wondering what he should do today. Today was Saturday, and therefore meant that he didn't have school. It also meant he got to sleep in, which was always welcomed. Having just turned 12 today, Naruto realized it would be a day he knew that many would avoid him like the plague, more so than usual. Being 12 also meant that Naruto was in his final year in the Ninja Academy. When Naruto first thought of joining the academy and becoming a ninja, like most, he thought he'd be learning awesome jutsu and going on missions to save damsels in distress or save a country from an evil ninja. Such thoughts and hopes went flying out the window after the first week. And it only got worse from there as the years rolled by. Like most orphans, Naruto had been taught to read and write along with other basic needs to properly integrate into society. Though thanks to Naruto's hyperactive nature, it took him longer to learn and perform such tasks and skills properly than most of the other orphans. Because of said hyperactivity, among a few other things, Naruto hated standing still and often skipped class to do some physical activity. Because of this, he was considered by most as a shoo-in for the title of dead last when it was time to graduate by his peers and the teaching faculty. Some, however, doubted he would be able to graduate or become a ninja at all. Though if one were to ask Naruto, he'd say he was the best ninja in the academy in a heartbeat. Ramen, I love you, but why must you take 3 minutes to make? The young boy whined as he stood in front of the microwave impatiently, sipping on his milk carton as he did, though it tasted a little sour. Ramen had always been Naruto's favorite food for a few reasons. It tasted good, it was cheap and affordable, it was easy to make, he could eat it in several flavors, and it could be eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The only thing he hated about it was the 3 minutes it took to make it. Though if he was honest with himself, Naruto wondered what it would be like to try new dishes once in a while. He loved ramen, no doubt about it, but variety was nice too, unless it involved veggies, then forget about it. Stupid merchants, Naruto grumbled. Truthfully, one of the only reasons Naruto ate mostly ramen, other than his love for it, was the fact that many of the merchants in Konoha wouldn't sell anything to him or try sell to him at a higher price. Ramen was cheap and affordable and was often sold in large bulk. Luckily for Naruto, some stores had friendly employees that sold him what he needed at a fair price. Though in most cases some would end up being fired and the cycle would start all over again. It was from one of these stores that Naruto found one of the only few pleasures in life that he could afford: video games. Video games were still relatively new in this day and age, having only really started getting attention for the last decade and a half, but they were fun to play nonetheless. The most awesome of which, in Naruto's mind, were RPGs, as it allowed you to become anyone. Currently, Naruto only had 4 of them, mostly older editions as they were cheaper, all from 2 guys called Akira Toriyama and Yuji Horii Star. Video games were popular mostly to civilians and some of the younger. Ninja in the elemental countries. Reasons being that civilians had it much easier than ninja and could afford such leisurely pastimes. Ninja not as much as once an academy student graduated and became a genin, they had little time to relax, and during those times it was often used for training or socializing with friends and family they might not see again. Naruto had little to no friends. Sure, he hung out with a few of his classmates such as Shikamaru and Kiba from the academy when they skipped class, but other than that, video games were the only things he could call friends at the moment. Ding! Finally, Naruto whopped as he took out his cup of ramen and began to devour the food like a ravenous wolf once it cooled down a bit, taking sips from his milk in between. However, just he was finished did Naruto's stomach start to growl and protest. What the Naruto had little time to think before he felt a gut punching feeling in his stomach. Looking at the milk carton still in his hand, Naruto's eyes bulged as he found the culprit of his dilemma. Expiration date September 30th. That's almost 2 weeks ago. Naruto shouted/groaned before he shuffled as fast as he could to the bathroom, hoping to make it to the toilet seat in time. Stupid asshole merchants. Naruto groaned uncomfortably. It wasn't the first time that someone sold him expired food, though in hindsight Naruto knew he should have read the expiration date first. A couple of hours passed as Naruto's body purged itself from the expired milk before he felt capable of leaving the toilet. Oh god, that was hell. Naruto gasped as he poured water into the sink to wipe his face with. Finishing, Naruto grabbed a towel and wiped his face dry before he saw an unusual sight in the mirror. Naruto blinked in confusion. In the mirror above his head in blue letters was the oddest thing in the world. Uzumaki Naruto Academy Student, LV3. Looksock, Naruto drawled, now the milk is screwing with my mind. He nodded, thinking it was just a combination of his mind screwing with him and the expired milk. Next thing you know, I'll have my own status window, he chuckled. Though it didn't last long. Status window. Name, Uzumaki Naruto. Job, the gamer. Level, 3 next level, 350/1400. Title, Academy Student. Specialization, not applicable. HP, 600. CP, 975. STR 4-5 equals 9. Vid 18. Dex 9-3 equals 12. Int 30. Wiz 5. Luck? Perks. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 75 CP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards power type fighting style, minus 25% EXP towards chakra control. 20% reputation gain with those below neutral. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 50 HP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards Fuinjutsu, minus 15% EXP towards chakra control. Prank King, minus 10% reputation with those below neutral, plus 15% EXP towards strategy and tactics, plus 15% towards stealth, additional plus 3 DX per LV. Status effects. Malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% to VID, DX, and STR. Stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. Currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoo-in for the title of Dead Last. Money, 6,500 Ryo, $650. Points 5. Naruto's mouth was agape in disbelief as he saw the status window. Before he could begin to freak out, Naruto suddenly found himself calming down. and thinking logically. Okay, that just happened. What's the hell's going on? Do you wish to view the help guide? Yes/no. Okay, I've had enough of this crap. It was funny at first, now it's just plain creepy. Kai, release. Okay, now time to. Oh, you're freaking kidding me, Kai. The concept of trying to get out of genjutsu was still fairly new to him, too. The whole class really, except those from clans, having only just learned about it 9 days ago. So when the illusion hadn't gone away on the first time, Naruto had simply attempted it once more with more power than before. The hell? Kai! Naruto grunted out. Do you wish to view the help guide? Yes/no. Naruto cocked an eyebrow as a blue box suddenly appeared before him. Once more. Naruto was seriously starting to doubt this was a genjutsu. Sure, Iruka-sensei had said something about some being very elaborate and difficult to get out of, but even this was pushing it. Who the hell would make a video game genjutsu? Now that I think about it, Iruka-sensei did say that genjutsu were meant to harm or attack your brain and make you feel bad or whatever. It was about one of the only things he really learned in that class, as he along with a few others had fallen asleep during the lecture. As far as he could tell, the genjutsu wasn't hurting him or make him relive bad memories like they were supposed to. Looking back up at the message that still floated in the air, Naruto cocked an eyebrow. What is this anyway, an RPG? He wondered out loud before he answered. Yes? Naruto said after a moment's hesitation, thinking it might trigger something bad, before the screen shined and flickered out of existence, only to be replaced with another that revealed more information. Okay, not a genjutsu. Alright, says here everything is activated by voice and touch command. That's convenient, Naruto mused as he continued browsing the help guide, his hesitation and caution slowly going away. Alright, let's take her for a test spin, he grinned. Skill list window open. Skill list window. Passive skills. Gamer's mind. LV Max allows the user to calmly and logically think things through. Allows peaceful state of mind. Grants one an immunity to psychological status such as killing intent and genjutsu. Still affected by genjutsu from users 20 levels higher than you, but still protected from psychological backlash. Strong and powerful genjutsu being the exception, depending on the user's level and skill. Gamer's body. LV Max grants a body that allows for the user to live the real world like a game. HP and CP are fully recovered after sleeping in a bed. 75% in a tent, and 50% outdoors in a sleeping bag or makeshift resting place. Passive/active skills. Basic Academy Taijutsu, LV5. Next, LV 99/650. A basic form of martial arts that teaches one how to kick and punch properly. Passively grants +5 strength. Increases strength by 2% during combat. Active skills. Neisho, Stealth LV5. Next, LV 455/650. An essential skill for all shinobi. This skill allows the user the ability to move around undetected. However, those with greater levels or senses than you will be unaffected by your stealth. Hint: combine this with other techniques to greatly improve your stealth. Increases avoidance/undetectability by 20% when active. Increases pickpocketing by 15% when active. Increases infiltration/lockpicking by 15% when active. Henge, Transformation LV4. Next, LV 40/400. A basic technique that allows one to transform themselves into other objects. However, because of current level, it will not fool everyone. Uses 26 CP per minute. Increases infiltration by 14% when active. Increases avoidance/undetectability by 14% when active. Kawarimi, Replacement LV2. Next LV99/150. A basic but useful technique nonetheless that allows the user to avoid harm by replacing themselves with other objects. CP usage depends on substitute object size, range, and chakra. Increases evasion by 12% for 10 seconds when activated. Increases speed by 12% for 10 seconds when activated. Basic Shuriken Jutsu and Kunai Jutsu. Basic Shuriken techniques and Kunai techniques LV3. Next LV0/250. A basic and essential skill that all ninja should know if they wish to call themselves true ninja. This skill allows the user to properly wield and throw both shuriken and kunai during and outside of combat. While most ninja master only the basic forms of these aspects, some clans or ninja are known to utilize more advanced forms. Increases power of shuriken and kunai by 13% while in combat. Increases accuracy when thrown by 23% while in combat. Increases accuracy when thrown by 33% while outside of combat. Passively grants +3 dexterity. Basic cooking, LV4. Next LV34/400. The ability on how to cook meals and how good it turns out. Current level only allows you to make simple meals, such as instant ramen, boiled rice, or eggs. Hint: some meals can only be made when using a recipe or having watched someone teach you how to cook it. Increases cooking speed by 14%, instant meals aren't affected. Increases the success of creating a new basic level dish by 20%. Increases how well the meal tastes by 4%, instant meals aren't affected. Cool, Naruto couldn't help but admire it all. Gamer's mind and gamer's body, huh? Guess that explains why I started thinking straight instead of having a meltdown. Still weird as hell though that I'm able to view the world like it's a video game. Wonder if it's a bloodline limit or something? That last comment made him think. Part of him wondered if he should go and see Hokage Gigi to see if he could help with this. However, the other part wanted him to keep it a secret. It wasn't as if he could prove it, and knowing the old man, he would have someone keep an eye on him to make sure he was alright. As much as the old man liked him telling him he had a video game based bloodline limit, would force the Sandang to potentially have to take drastic measures. We wouldn't want to, but what choice would he have if he said something this crazy? Without proof to show it was best he kept it a secret till he found a way. Sure, pranks were one thing, but claiming you had a video bloodline limit was very different. Guess I should keep this on the down low till I figure this out. Naruto had no intention of potentially spending his life in a nut house. For thinking things through in a rational manner, your WIS has gone up by 1. I can increase my stats by doing stuff like that? Sweet. Naruto hooped. Okay, let's see what else I can do to bring my stats up. Huh. Attributes. Okay, open. Your attributes determine your strengths and weaknesses. The most common way for your attributes to increase is by leveling up. Doing this increases your attributes by a small margin. Another way to increase your attributes is by training or performing certain tasks. An example would be physical training, which, depending on what is being done, will increase your vitality, dexterity, and strength. Currently, there are 3 training categories. Chakra enhancement training. Training method that increases your chakra, control, and potency of chakra-based techniques. Physical enhancement training. Training method that increases your body's physical capabilities. Mental enhancement training. Training method that increases your mental faculties. Okay, makes sense. Naruto nodded. It was pretty straightforward as far as explanations went, unlike Iruka-sensei's lectures. Okay, so what do attributes affect? Attributes. Strength, STR. The strength attribute determines the person's overall physical power. This attribute affects the amount of damage a person can inflict on another. with taijutsu, kenjutsu, bladed, or blunt objects. It also affects a person's ability to reduce damage when blocking and affects the amount of weight they can lift or throw. Vitality, VIT. The vitality attribute determines the person's overall health. This attribute also affects a person's ability to regain health outside of combat and resist special types of damage from things such as poison, chakra draining, paralysis, burns, etc. 1 VIT equals 25 HP. 1 VIT equals 0.5 HP regen. Dexterity DX. The dexterity attribute determines the person's overall movement. This attribute affects a person's accuracy, evasion, speed, and ability to land critical strikes on an opponent in close, mid, and long-range combat. Dexterity also plays a major role in pickpocketing, stealth, use of weaponry, and the ability to dual-wielding weaponry properly. Intelligence, INT. The intelligence attribute determines the person's overall ability to think quickly and innovation. This attribute affects the strength of their chakra, how much they have, and how fast they can recover their chakra out of battle. It also affects the strength of a person's natural affinity, ability on creating variations, and a technique's overall power. 1 int equals 25 CP. 1 int equals 0.5 CP regen. Wisdom, WIS. The wisdom attribute determines the person's common sense, perception, overall control of their chakra. It also affects their ability to learn, memorize, retain information, and determines how smart they are. Wisdom also plays an important role in learning certain skills such as genjutsu and medical ninjutsu, as well as defending from mental attacks. For every 20 points of WIS, the experience points gained increases by 8%. In some cases, WIS needs to be higher or lower for it to occur depending on the status they have. Luck, LEK. The luck attribute determines the person's overall chance. Luck is unique compared to all the other attributes, as it is capable of influencing anything from finding or looting random items, winning money while gambling, to encounters and outstanding successes/failures, such as critical hits. Huh! A little different than what I expected. Yosh! Let's take this for a test. Drive, Naruto nodded before heading out the door, carefully and silently, leaving the building so as to not disturb the old man who ran the place. He was a decent guy, if somewhat cranky, but hated it when people made loud noises. More than once he kicked out a few people for that fact alone. Naruto had almost gotten himself kicked out too, but guessed that the fact that he was an orphan and was close to the Sandaime had left him off with a warning instead. Even then the man kept a watchful eye on him. Senile old fart, Naruto muttered. I heard that, brat. The old man shouted from his room, causing Naruto to flee like a bat out of hell. How the freaking hell does he bloody do that, Databeo? The old man's hearing never ceased to amaze and scare him. Naruto guessed the man either had wires all over the place, or he was an ex-ninja. Okay, let's see if anything interesting happens, Naruto muttered to himself, before spotting a couple of familiar individuals. What the? Nara Shikamaru, Nara Air LV9. Akimichi Chuji, Akimichi Air, LV8. Come on, Shikamaru. They're serving at half price for today only. Chuji spoke between the chips he ate to his best friend about his favorite eating spot. Troublesome, Shikamaru sighed. You do know that they open at 11:30. Right. It's still only 10:56. Yeah, but I heard some of my family are going to be there and I want to be first in line to get in before they do, Chuji countered before began to drag Shikamaru, who barely or didn't bother to resist being pulled, to the restaurant. When it came to Akimichi and their love of food, nothing stood in their way, unless they wanted to be missing a limb or two. Okay, so it's not just me who has a floating text box above their head. Guess it's not a genjutsu, Naruto told himself. Even if it wasn't doing anything to warm him, so why bother fighting it? Walking around the village, Naruto continued to observe the villagers. From what he saw, most of the civilians had levels ranging from 5 to 10 at best. While ninja, with the exception of academy students, were a heck of a lot higher. From what he saw, most of the Chunin had levels of 20 and 30. While Tokubetsu Jonin he saw had? While Jounin also had some. Jounin he saw had a golden leaf background on their names. I guess the question mark means their levels are too high to see, and the ones with the golden leaf means they're elites, Naruto pondered. He had seen this before during his video games and guessed the same concept applied here. Question marks instead of a number meant the level was out of his league, while a background or symbols around the name meant they were not only high-level individuals but much stronger than those with the same level. In short, it meant don't screw with those guys until you were at least close to their level or had a large and skilled enough group to help you. A special skill has been created through a special act. What? Through continuous observation of others in order to find out more about them, the passive/active ability observe has been created. Really? Yada databao. Naruto cheered suddenly, much to the confusion of some onlookers and much to his embarrassment when he realized he made a fool of himself in front of a crowd. Note to self, be more discreet, Naruto thought as he left for a more secluded area of Konoha. Okay, let's see what we got here. Open skill list. Here we go. Observe, LV1. Next LV0/75. This skill allows the user to see the target's max HP, max CP. Basic, simple, and useful, Naruto noted, looking around to see if there was anything he could use this ability on. The young blonde spotted a small creature. Here goes nothing. Observe. Brown rabbit, forest creature, LV1. NC. NC? What's that? Naruto had never heard of the term or seen it video games before, though he didn't have to wait long before his answer popped up. NC non-combatant. NCs are creatures or individuals with no fighting skill or little worth. As such, they will not offer you any experience points. They serve little purpose. NC creatures, however, if defeated or killed, will drop useful items, such as meat or fur that can be used or sold. Doing this to NC civilians, however, will have serious consequences. Well, there goes that grinding idea, Naruto grumbled at the loss of easily leveling up. Sure, the meat and fur sounded good, it would give him something else to eat and potentially bring in extra cash if he managed to find someone to buy them off him. But what was the point if you weren't going to get any experience points out of it? Crap, I also have to learn how to cook rabbit meat. Naruto wasn't the sharpest kunai in the pouch, but even he knew, thanks to Tucci and that meat from different animals was not supposed to be cooked the same way. Said you technically could, but it wouldn't taste anywhere as good or you'd get very sick. Forget it. I don't have time to waste learning how to cook that stuff. He had a hard time learning about what was going on in the academy. He didn't need the extra hassle. Okay, let's what else I can do this on, Naruto thought just as he spotted the perfect candidate. Observe. Yumino Irika, Ninja Academy Teacher LV26. HP, 1450 CP, 1450. Observe skill has leveled up. You can now see more information and can use this on inanimate objects. So it levels up the more I use it. Let's see it now, he spoke softly as he opened his skill list once more. Observe, LV2. Next LV20/150. This skill allows the user to see the target's max HP, max CP, and some information. Can now also be used on items such as weapons, armor. The more you level up, the more information you can see. Individuals with huge levels gaps will have a question mark instead of a number. This will only go away when you have gained a decent amount of level. So it lets me see more info now. That's useful, observed Naruto. Whispered as he looked at Irika once more. Yumino Irika, Ninja Academy Teacher, LV26. HP 1450 CP 900. Description: Yumino Irika is a dedicated Ninja Academy instructor who hopes of passing on his wisdom to the next generation of ninja. Is also known as one of the only Chunin in Konoha who can catch Uzumaki. Naruto through as of yet unknown means. Naruto's eye began to twitch as he read that last part of the description. Though he didn't like to admit it, it was true really. Most of the time when he pulled a prank, the ninja who were sent to retrieve him were Chunin, which he more often than not managed to escape from. Sometimes the occasional Jounin would be sent, to which he learned early on he was screwed. But whenever Irika was sent, his tactics didn't really work that well. How the hell does he do it? Naruto wondered. Quest alert. How does he bloody do it? Main quest: learn how Yumino Irika manages to catch you every time you've pulled a prank. Side quest: don't let Irika figure out what you're doing. Main quest completion, 250 EXP. Side quest completion, 50 EXP. Failure, 50 EXP. Accept? Yes/no. Sounds good, but I'd better look more into this. Help guide Naruto called before locating what he was looking for. Just because it was similar to how video game quests did it didn't mean it followed the same rules. For not rushing to complete a quest and thinking things through, your WIS has increased by 1. Sweet. Quests, sometimes called missions, are tasks given to players by others or appear spontaneously. Completing a quest or mission will result in rewards such as experience points, items, and money. Most quests can be accepted or declined, while others are mandatory and must be complete in order to proceed. Sometimes a side quest will be given alongside the main one. These are purely optional, but completing them gives a boost of rewards and can sometimes have drastic effects on future events. Some quests will allow you an unlimited amount of time to complete it, while others need to be completed before a specific time and or day or risk quest failure. A variation of a side quest known as hidden objectives will sometimes be posted. What these objectives are you need to figure out on your own. Like side quests, they can have drastic effects on future events. Completion of quests also boosts one's reputation with the affiliated village, person, or faction by a certain amount, though sometimes it can decrease the reputation of something else, such as an enemy village. Depending on the quest, failure to complete it can result in penalties such as no rewards, negative reputation gain, lower experience points gained, the crippling injury status, or even death. Thinking nothing of it, Naruto pressed on the yes button to accept the quest. The quests were pretty much the same as the video games he had. Though the side quest was somewhat new, still the extra rewards and EXP were fine in his books. Naruto also considered himself lucky, really. This wasn't the first time he had spied on Irika-sensei before. Irika himself had fallen victim to a few of his pranks in the past, with the only times he ever did get caught by the man was when he was actively looking for him after a prank. Otherwise he was almost invisible to him. Seeing him leave the store he was currently in, Naruto began following the academy instructor from a good distance. Not too close that it would arouse suspicion, but not too far that he would lose him sight of in the crowd, or if he made a turn somewhere he could not see him. Seeing him enter another store, one where he wasn't exactly welcomed, Naruto decided to wait for him outside before he continued his quest. Might as well see what else this guidebook has in it. Finding an empty bench, Naruto whispered the voice command and proceeded to look through the guidebook for anything interesting. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Inventory. Inventory box. The inventory box, a personal space-time technique, is where the items you are currently holding go to when not in use. This allows you to store a near infinite amount of items without having to carry them on your person and hamper your movement with the excess weight. To place an item inside, just press it on the screen and vice versa when you want to pull it out. Note: certain things cannot be placed in the inventory box, such as a campfire or living beings. That makes things easy, Naruto thought before moving on. The idea of not having to carry everything on him yet have everything he needed when he wanted it was a great thing to have. Though part of him thought it was a bit of overkill and unfair to others, Naruto immediately squashed that thought. He was a ninja in training, damn it. Their whole lifestyle was about being unfair, fighting dirty, and not caring if they cheated. They weren't training to be samurai. Item quality, he called out next. Item quality. Simply put, item quality is a relative indicator of how good an item is compared to another. The quality indicator is most often seen with a rank beside the name of the item. There are 6 types of item qualities in the world. Note: the higher the quality, the greater the requirements needed to use it properly before being able to master it, not in all cases, however. Poor quality. Items that are considered the worst of the worst and barely even worth using, seen as junk by many. Such items are made of shady materials. Poor craftsmanship, has rusted over or been worn down so badly that it can no longer be used properly. Common quality. These are common items of decent quality that many use every day. Most items that fit into this category are basic kunai, shuriken, and some other forms of weaponry and armor. Uncommon quality. These are the uncommon items. Not everyone has them but have frequent enough usage. Most items that fit into this category are sealing scrolls, weaponry, and items that can be used for making other things, such as clothing, medicine, or weapons. Rare quality. These are the rare uncommon items. Items of this quality are either difficult or somewhat expensive to come by. Most usually grant a unique ability or a great stat booster for the user. Are made from materials that are difficult to acquire or buy, or require a great level of skill to create. Epic quality. These items are considered one of the rarest of the rare. Items of this quality are extremely difficult to come by and create. Sometimes they can be considered one of a kind and irreplaceable. Items that can be considered a part of this category are some of the swords of the 7 swordsmen or scrolls that contain dangerous or powerful AS rank jutsu from any style. Legendary quality. These items are considered legendary in terms of power and unique ability they possess or are capable of granting individuals or other items. Many of these being one of a kind. Chances of coming across items of this quality are 1,000,000 to 1. Only those with incredible levels of luck are said to be able to find these. If you won, many will call you a lucky bastard. Items that are considered to fall under this category are masterpieces or items used by legendary and ancient craftsmen or figures, such as the Rikudo Sennin, Goro Nyudo Masamune, Uchiha Madara, Senju Hashirama, Senju Tobarama, etc. Some of these items possess sentience and will only allow specific individuals to wield or summon them. Let's see, Naruto thought as he took out a spare kunai from his pocket he had taken from the academy. Observe. Academy kunai, poor quality. A poor excuse for a kunai. The weight and sharpness of the kunai leave much to be desired. The blade is so dull that piercing or cutting something with it will be very difficult, while the uneven weight of it lowers your chances of hitting your target. Attack power 3 to 5. Accuracy -20%. The hell? Naruto shouted and cursed himself as he did before vacating his spot and jumped onto the roof of the store to hide. No sooner did he leave did Iruka come out of the store, and from the way his head was moving in every direction did Naruto guess he was looking for him. Strange? I could have sworn I heard Naruto, he heard his teacher mutter to himself. Shrugging his shoulders, Iruka left the store and continued on his way. That was close. Naruto thanked whatever deity was looking out for him at the moment. What ya doing, Gaki? A voice suddenly spoke from behind him. Bwam! Naruto tried to scream only to have his mouth covered by someone's hand. Rule number 1 about stealth, Gaki: no screaming when following someone. Kinda defeats the purpose of the whole thing, the purple-haired and scantily clad woman informed him. Muttering observe on her as low as he could, Naruto was shocked by the result. Anko Mitarashi, TNI specialist, LV? Shit! Naruto cursed his luck at the moment. It was easy to see that she was strong, easily way out of his league, and the fact that snuck up on him without him noticing only scared him even more. So again, what ya doing following Yumino, Gaki? Anko repeated. Trying to find out how he keeps finding me? Naruto hesitated. He knew from experience that lying to Jounin wasn't a good idea, most knew when he was lying and often called him out on his bullshit. For her part, Anko only blinked before she grinned and laughed a bit. That's it? Oh, that's a good one. Seeing him glare at her, Anko realized he wasn't kidding. Really? Wow. You're serious, aren't you? Yeah, not to bust your balls or anything, kid, but how the hell is following him around gonna get you the answer? You think he's just gonna talk about it willy-nilly? Naruto just realized he hadn't thought of that. Crap. Yeah. No offense, Gaki, but you suck at information gathering. There are other ways, effective ones too, of getting information on someone other than following them. The fact that you weren't exactly being discreet allowed a few of us to see what you were doing from a mile away, she pointed out. Hell, some of us know when you're gonna do a prank. Bullshit. If that's true, why don't you stop me? He called her bluff. It gives us a good laugh watching those Chunin struggle to catch you. Especially when they run into a few of your traps along the way, she grinned. Besides, it's fun to see them being brought down a peg. Quite a few of them think they're tough shit just because they made Chunin. Naruto couldn't believe, and was having a hard time believing it, that some people actually liked his pranks. Seriously, most people hated him for his pranks, especially the victims. Just a heads up though, prank us and you'll be wishing for death, if not begging for it, got it? Her sadistic grin returned with a vengeance. 1. That made Naruto sweat and nod furiously. Okay, we're good then, Gaki. She patted and ruffled his head. For agreeing with Anko on not pranking her or her friends, your reputation with her has increased by 100. That's convenient, Naruto thought. I don't suppose you'll help me. Then? Anko merely cocked an eyebrow before placing her hands on her hips. And why would I want to help you? What's in it for me? What do you want? Naruto asked. What can you offer me? Want me to prank someone for you? Even as he said it, Naruto was thinking along the lines of, nice move, genius. Real smooth. Alright. But in exchange you owe me 3 pranks. No ifs or buts. And no fuss. This is a take it or leave it deal. What do you say? Anko offered. Knowing that it was probably as good as this was gonna get, Naruto agreed. Deal. A special skill has been created through a special act. Through the art careful and successful exchange of services with another. The passive ability bartering has been created. Naruto forced himself not to drop his jaw at the sudden gain of an ability. Before focusing once more on Anko, but can I add one thing? I don't want Iruka-sensei to know what I'm up to. Anko merely shrugged. Meh, I'm cool with that. You got yourself a deal. Gaki. Wait right here while the incredibly sexy Anko Mitarashi does her thing. With that, Anko jumped off the building and began her pursuit of Irika. Naruto, thinking he had time to kill, decided to look at his newly acquired skill. Bartering. LV1. Next LV0/75. This skill allows the user to successfully barter with others in order to acquire certain services or information. Such things include the buying and selling of items, the exchange of information, or others. The higher the level of this skill, the greater the success and rewards. Note: your wisdom and reputation with individuals, and their rank, will play a big role in the success of bartering. Buying and selling price bonus are currently 5%. Increases your persuasion by 10%. Gaki, Naruto, say Anko, poking her head up the side of the building. A sheepish look adorned on her face. You wouldn't by chance know which way he went, would ya? Naruto gave her a deadpan look before pointing in the direction Irika was last seen. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all, he thought before going back to his guidebook. Challenges. Challenges are a set of specific tasks that are accomplished by the user. However, unlike quests which give EXP and rewards, challenges only award experience points. Most challenges involve killing many of the same type of enemy, creating variations of a technique, mastering a set of techniques from a specific rank, etc. Other challenges are based around discovering hidden areas, hidden caches, looting enemies, traveling, and your own profession. Note: challenges are only available once you reach level 15, and some challenges can only be done as you level up or accomplish certain tasks. Ah crap, Naruto hated when stuff like this happened. With him currently being at level 3, which was bullshit in his mind, it would take him quite a while before he reached level 15. Luckily, he read that he only had to reach level 5 before he could start grinding in dungeons to gain experience points. As Anko still had yet to come back, Naruto decided to look at any else that was useful for him to learn. Mastered condition. Mastering a technique takes time and dedication but is very beneficial for the user. Not only does it allow one to not only spend less time preparing a technique but also allows you to create your own variants of the technique. Mastering certain techniques will either add a bonus stat, unlock a hidden function, drastically reduce the cost of chakra needed, or increase the strength or duration of it. Keep in mind that the higher the rank of the technique, the harder and longer it is to master. Additionally, some techniques can be mastered but variations can't be created or will be more difficult to master due to higher power and requirements needed. Naruto was interrupted from his thoughts as a series of shuriken came sailing at him, though he managed to dodge a few. Several of them still managed to cut his clothes and gave him a few cuts. It didn't stop there. However, as Naruto soon felt the unforgiving cold iron pressed against his neck, threatening to slice and spill his blood all over himself and the roof. He was one. Lesson number 2 about stealth, Gaki. Always be aware of your surroundings. You never know when someone else is sneaking up on you. While you tried to sneak up on someone, the familiar voice of Anko rang in his ears before the kunai she had at his neck was removed. Naruto had realized then and there that it was twice that Anko could have killed him if she so wished. Twice she could have killed him without him realizing it. Naruto wasn't as dumb as many thought him to be. He knew that jounin were skilled, as evidence when they managed to catch him in the past, but if this was the skill of a jounin, it made him realize that as he was in need of some serious grinding. Oh, and the reason why Yumino was able to find you is because he's one of the few ninja in Konoha that are censors, Anko informed him. Quest completed. How does he bloody do it? Main quest. Learn how Yumino Irika manages to catch you every time. You've pulled a prank. Accomplished. Side quest. Don't let Irika figure out what you're doing. Accomplished. Total EXP earned 300 EXP. Naruto had to stop himself from jumping up and down at the completion of a quest. Sure, he hadn't gained a level yet, but he was halfway there. You really need to stop spacing out like that, Gaki. It's creepy, even for me, Naruto heard Anko say, and before he could ask her what a censor ninja was, the woman had disappeared somewhere. Where she once stood was a kunai with a message. Don't forget, Gaki, you owe me 3 pranks. And if you try to weasel your way out, well, you'll see. Naruto gulped before noticing another line. P.S. This message will self-destruct in 20 seconds. What? Naruto screamed, but was too late to evade the explosion that enveloped him. When the dust finally cleared, Naruto found himself covered head to toe in girly pink paint. When he finally managed to get home, after passing by a still laughing landowner, Naruto began washing the texture off him before he spotted the kanji for Anko's little bitch marked on his face. This means war. Nobody pranks the prank king and gets away with it. Damn it! Naruto vowed, all the while not knowing that Anko heard every word. Challenge accepted, Gaki, she smirked. Status window. Name, Uzumaki Naruto. Job, the gamer. Level, 3 next level, 350/1400. Title, Academy Student. Specialization, not applicable. HP, 600. CP, 975. STR 4/5 equals 9. Vid 18. Dex 9/3 equals 12. Int 30. Wiz 7. Luck? Perks. Additional +3 VIT and +5 INT per LV, +75 CP per LV, +25% additional EXP. Towards power type fighting style, -25% EXP towards chakra control. 40% EXP towards reputation gain. Additional +3 VIT and +5 INT per LV, +50 HP per LV, +25% additional EXP. Towards Fuinjutsu, -15% EXP towards chakra control. Prank King, -10% EXP towards reputation gain, +15% EXP towards strategy and tactics, +15% towards stealth, additional +3 DX per LV. Status effects. Malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, -25% to VID, DX, and STR. Stat base, +20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. Currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoe-in for the title of Dead Last. Money, 6,500 Ryo, $650. Points 5. Chapter 2, Let's Level Up. So bored, Naruto sighed as Irika went on one of his infamously lengthy lectures. The man's droning could cure an insomniac. Compared to what happened during the weekend, something Naruto had slowly come to accept, this looked even more boring than usual. 6 days had passed since Naruto had met both Anko and discovered his new, if not weird, ability. During that time frame, Naruto had decided to grind much of the skills he currently had as quickly as possible, which, unfortunately, was easier said than done. On the plus side, doing what he did, he managed to increase stats. His strength and dexterity had gone up by 2, while his intelligence, wisdom, and vitality went up by 1 each. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. With the use of his available attribute points, Naruto had managed to increase his STR by an additional 9 points, though now that he thought about it, he probably should have put some into his WIS. He was still at a low level with plenty of time to level that attribute up rather quickly. Naruto had learned through the guidebook some skills leveled up more slowly than others. Henge, however, wasn't one of them. In a moment of generosity, Anko had told him that the henge wasn't as useful in combat when going against most veteran fighters or those who relied on their senses, as they could tell the difference between a henge and the real thing. Other skills Naruto learned, such as the observe ability, which was now at level 6, and henge, also at level 6, leveled up much more quickly than others. Naruto's taijutsu, shurikenjutsu, and kunijutsu, however, had only gone up by 2 levels during that time frame after spending as many hours as he could training in them. It was a school week, not that he cared much for it, and he needed to sleep to recover his chakra more quickly, and while he could ditch class, Iruka was starting to become much less lenient for tardiness and those who dozed off in class. The fact that he learned from the guidebook that the value of experience points he gained from tasks he did before lowered each time he leveled up didn't help either. Naruto also learned that if his level was too high compared to another creatures or persons, he wouldn't gain any experience points either. Loot, yes, but no experience points, which sucked in his mind, as unfortunately he had yet to reach level 5. The young blonde had counted himself lucky that he had managed to level up by 1 level on Sunday and was currently at level 4, which gave him a good boost in stats, but still had a while to go. This had been thanks to a few daily quests, low experience, but it stacked up, and one of the pranks he owed Anko. Apparently a Chunin had bragged about how he had tamed the snake charmer of Konoha, in other words, slept with her, which was false, but the man had a silver tongue and was very convincing. Needless to say, Anko thought he deserved his due diligence and had told Naruto to prank him hard. Naruto had managed to find out that the man was going on a date with an attractive woman and decided then to pull his prank. Luckily for Naruto, the restaurant was more of a civilian hotspot than a shinobi one, thus no one managed to notice him in a henge. Through careful planning and ingenuity on his part, Naruto had managed to make the man look like a fool. Instead of drinking water, the man drank diluted vinegar and ghost pepper hot sauce. Naruto counted himself lucky that the cups they served were dark-colored so we wouldn't notice, and he was too focused on his date that he didn't notice the smell. The man ended up burning his whole mouth whilst also spitting the contents onto his date, a good portion, hitting her eyes and blinding her in the process. While that was going on, Naruto then snuck into the kitchen and added an extra ingredient to his meal, extra strength horse laxatives. It went without saying that the man was left a mess, literally and figuratively. By the end of the night, the man not only ruined his reputation and his pants, but Naruto was pretty sure he wouldn't be going on dates for a long while. Heck, Naruto heard through the grapevine that the man wasn't allowed back at the restaurant again, and that it would be closed for cleaning for the next few days or so to get rid of the smell. Naruto! Iruka shouted loudly and suddenly at the blonde that he fell out of his seat. Kyuso! Naruto cursed as he got back up, sending a small glare at Iruka in the process. What the hell was that for, Iruka-sensei? Language? And that was for daydreaming instead of paying attention in class, he said. Was not. Technically he was reminiscing, but Iruka wasn't one for technicalities when it come to such things. Oh, really? Then you wouldn't mind telling me what I was talking about? Iruka asked him. Something about the show die. Naruto hoped he was right. Iruka still frowned. Right, but what exactly about the Shodai was I talking about? At this Naruto had no answer. That's what I thought. I'll let it go this time, but pay attention, Iruka told him, and then proceeded to go back to his lesson. Your luck managed to hold out to help you avoid detention. Phew, Naruto was relieved at avoiding that mess. The last thing he Needed was detention on a Friday or weekend, those sucked. Naruto seriously had no idea why they were learning history, sure it was sometimes cool learning about who did what in the past. But how is this gonna help me become a better ninja and win a fight? Looking at the clock, Naruto saw that they only had 5 more minutes to go. In history, before the last class of the day, dummy training began. To kill the boredom, he began looking around the classroom. Observe, he muttered. Status window, Chapter 2. Name, Haruno Sakura. Job, Academy student. Level, 8. Next level, 2865/5400. HP 200. CP 250. STR 4. Vit 8. N 10. Dex 15. Int 46. Wis 31. Luck 15. Def 10. Description: Haruno Sakura comes from a civilian family but is a very smart and talented academy student due to her near 5 photographic memory and dedication. However, despite her intelligence, her physical conditioning is considered below average and her mindset is ill-suited for a kunoichi in training. In addition, she possesses a short temper and can be easily riled up depending on the situation. She, like many of the girls in her class, has a crush on Uchiha Sasuke. Currently has the affections of one Uzumaki Naruto, but has no intention of reciprocating them and finds him annoying. Ah man, Naruto whined at that last part. The blonde really had no idea why Sakura and the rest of the girls found Sasuke so appealing. Sure, he was a good-looking guy, not that he would admit it out loud though, but Naruto still didn't get why he got so much attention. Looking at him with his observe, Naruto was left shocked at what he saw. Status window. Name, Uchiha Sasuke. Job, Academy student. Level, 11. Next level, 2939/8800. HP, 650. CP, 725. STR 19. Vit 26. N 29. Dex 26. Int 32. Wis 23. Luck 10. Def 20. Description: Uchiha Sasuke comes from the famous and powerful Uchiha clan, one of Konoha's founding clans and one of the most powerful clan in the world. After the massacre of his clan in one night, Sasuke became the last of the Uchiha clan. From that day on, Sasuke's personality changed drastically, throwing himself into his training, and began closing himself off from others, becoming a lone wolf. Considered a prodigy by many, Sasuke is rumored to be a shoo-in for the title of Rookie of the Year. Damn, Naruto felt sorry for Sasuke. Having a loving family and then having it taken away from you. Naruto didn't what was worse, growing up without a family, no memories of them, not knowing you were loved, or growing up with one only to lose all of them, going back home expecting to see them only to realize that they were gone and never coming back. It's still didn't give Sasuke the right to be a jerk, but Naruto understood him a little better. Okay, fine, Sakura-chan and Sasuke-teen were always at the top of the class. Maybe it's just a coincidence, Naruto thought before looking at his other classmates. Status window. Name, Inuzuka Kiba. Job, Academy student. Level, 8. Next level, 4776/5400. HP, 550. CP, 575. STR 19. Vit 22. N 23. Dex 30. Int 13. Wis 9. Luck 17. Description: Kiba comes from a clan that is renowned for their use of Niken and unique fighting style in combat. Though young and hot-headed, and Not the sharpest tool in the shed, Kiba is one of the best in taijutsu and outmatched only by Sasuke, but is still one of the lower-ranking students. In academics? Status window. Name Akamaru. Job, Niken Ninja Dog. Level, for next level, 249/2100. HP, 175. CP, 150. STR 3. VIT 7. N 6. Dex 18. Int 7. Wiz 6. Luck 14. Description: a 2-year-old ninja dog and Kiba's partner. Though young and appearing like a normal puppy, Akamaru is quite intelligent and strong for his age and size. Status window. Name Yamanaka Ino. Job Ninja. Level 8, next level 3657/5400. Title Yamanaka Heiress. Specialization not applicable. HP 275. CP 425. STR 6. VIT 11. Dex 22. Int 17. Wiz 22. Luck 13. Description: though not as intelligent as her rival, Sakura, Ino is still one of the top students at the academy. Ino is talented in her clan's teachings, but due to her attitude and infatuation with Sasuke, she isn't as far or as proficient as she should be. Ino is notorious for her gossip and fashion sense. Very little happens in the academy that she doesn't know about. Status window. Name Hyuga Hinata. Job Ninja. Level 7, next level 1490/4500. Title Hyuga Clan Heiress. Specialization not applicable. HP 350. CP 425. STR 7. VIT 14. Dex 26. Int 17. Wiz 34. Luck 9. Description: Hinata is a very kind but very shy young girl who comes from one of Konoha's 4 noble clans. Despite being trained in the art of the gentle fist at a young age, a renowned and deadly taijutsu, Hinata's skill is lacking for reasons currently unknown. While not one of the best students in the academy, Hinata is still one of the more intelligent students. While most of the girls in her class are infatuated with Sasuke, Hinata is attracted to someone else. Her love for cinnamon rolls is said to rival Uzumaki Naruto's love for ramen. You gotta be kidding me, Naruto wanted to weep at the unfairness of it all. It was like someone slapping him in the face. As he continued to look, Naruto realized that virtually everyone in his entire class were 3 to 5 levels ahead of him, with him having the lowest level. Alright, that concludes today's history lesson. Head on out to the practice field and do your warm-ups, Irika announced, much to everyone's excitement. Practice field training was easily one of the more popular of lessons at the academy. After a decent 10-minute warm-up, Irika called everyone to line up. Alright, everyone, now before we begin physical training, I decided to teach you a neat little trick. Today I'm going to teach you all how to balance a leaf on your forehead. The silence that soon followed was enough for many to hear a pin dropping 2 blocks over. Most of the students were left flabbergasted, many of their faces reflecting their emotions. You're kidding, right? What the hell kind of training is this? Kiba asked, with Akamaru agreeing with his master. Language, Irika chastised before taking a leaf, placing it on his forehead. And to the surprise of everyone, it didn't fall off. Did I forget to mention that you'll be keeping it there with only your chakra? At the awe of the display, Irika smirked. The act of doing this has been a long-standing tradition at the academy when the method was first introduced. Tell the students about a training exercise they thought was lame and then make it look cool and leave them dumbfounded. Even Jiaonan did it. Now the concept is simple. What you do is focus your chakra to your forehead and onto the leaf to make it stick. Too little and the leaf will fall off. Too much and the leaf will be blown away, Irika explained as he began, giving each of the students a leaf. Now don't be surprised if some of you don't get this right away. It takes a while to get the hang of it. Begin. One by one the students began the exercise while Irika inwardly smirked at the cleverness of it all. It was true that this exercise was a way to teach students how to control their chakra more effectively. However, the true purpose of the exercise was actually to hone the individual's concentration and to keep their mind from becoming distracted. Many of the teachers told students that those who worked hard on this ability to concentrate can become excellent shinobi. The last part was more or less a white lie, really, and more so of a motivator for students to give them confidence and strive for excellence, though it sometimes backfired as some students had higher levels of chakra and couldn't accomplish it as fast as others. Looking around, Irika wasn't surprised to see Ino, Sakura, and Hinata having little to no trouble with the technique. Both Ino and Hinata came from clans where chakra control was crucial, more so from the Hyuga clan, while Sakura had a natural talent for chakra control based off of her demonstrations of the Basic Academy 3, though Irika suspected that her low levels of chakra also played a factor. They were still slightly higher than a regular civilian due to her father being a former genin, but still low nonetheless. Looking past them, Irika saw that Shino and Sasuke, while not as good as the girls, were making some good progress. Sasuke was a prodigy, so it came as no surprise. Shino, he heard, took to his clan's techniques like a fish took to water, so like Sasuke, the boy could consider a prodigy, a less known one but a prodigy nonetheless. When Irika saw Kiba, Shikamaru, Chuji, and Naruto attempting it, he was not surprised that they weren't faring that well compared to the others. Shikamaru, he saw, wasn't really trying and looked like he wanted to quit. Chuji, he saw, try for a bit before he adopted his friend's method, while Kiba and Naruto almost looked constipated. Irika merely sighed at those four. The four of them were easily the lower-end tier students for good reasons. Shikamaru barely put any effort into anything except napping and cloud watching. Chuji was like Shikamaru, only with more emphasis on food. While Naruto and Kiba were just dense, it was harsh but true. In terms of academics, they were the lowest students, but in practical they were slightly above average, Kiba more so due to his clan training. Between them, most of the other students fared either well or not so well. While Irika continued to observe his students, a certain blonde prankster was regretting a choice he made earlier, should have put those attribute points into my WIS instead of my STR, Naruto lamented. Truthfully, he hadn't thought much of it at the time, seeing as how he was at a low level and he would have an easier time leveling up when he reached level 5. When that happened, he would simply put the points he earned into his WIS. Unfortunately, Naruto didn't take into account that they'd be learning a chakra control exercise today. Add to the fact that one of the perks he had made him learn chakra control 40% slower than others. Naruto knew that this wasn't going to go as smoothly as he wanted. Damn it! Naruto cursed as the leaf fell off his head once more. Because of his low WIS stat and his perks, his chakra control sucked, plain and simple. The leaf would either slip or be blown off his head. A special skill has been created through a special act. By training to control your chakra, you have learned the active ability Leaf Concentration Practice Method has been created. Leaf Concentration Practice Method, LV1. Next, LV2475. The most basic form of chakra control methods. This skill allows the user to better control their chakra. The more you level up, the less chakra spent and wasted. Uses 20 CP per minute. Number of leaves that can be held in place, 1. Passively increases your WIS by 1%. Quest alert. Better control. Main quest. Level up the leaf concentration practice method by 2 by the end of the day. Side quest. Bring the leaf concentration practice method all the way up to level 5 or more by midnight. Main quest completion, 350 EXP, plus 2 WIS. Side quest completion, 250 EXP, plus 1 WIS. Failure, 200 EXP. Accept? Yes/no. Not gonna be easy, but it's one step closer to getting leveling up, Naruto. Accepted the quest. The additional 600 EXP was a great welcome in his mind, and it would help with his chakra control, another plus. Naruto continued to complete the exercise for an hour long before Iruka told them to stop what they were doing. Naruto groaned as he only managed to bring it up to 6375. It was definitely harder than it looked. Alright, everyone grab a kunai and shuriken set. You have 20 minutes to practice before the accuracy test starts, he announced while some of the students groaned. Crap. Naruto realized that with all the grinding he had been doing during the weekend, he completely forgot about the test. Okay, come down. I leveled up my shuriken and kunai techniques by 2 this weekend and by DX by another 4 because of it, he recalled. God, he loved Gamer's mind. Opening up his skill list window, Naruto took a gander at the technique. Basic Shuriken Jutsu and Kunai-Jutsu. Basic Shuriken techniques and kunai techniques LV5. Next LV341/650. A basic and essential skill that all ninja should know if they wish to call themselves true ninja. This skill allows the user to properly wield and throw both shuriken and kunai during and outside of combat. While most ninja master only the basic forms of these aspects, some clans or ninja are known to utilize more advanced forms. Increases the power of shuriken and kunai by 15% while in combat. Increases accuracy when thrown by 25% while in combat. Increases accuracy by 35% outside of combat. Passively grants +5 dexterity. Truthfully, Naruto didn't know if it was good or not, but for some reason he felt confident. Quest alert. Ready, aim, fire. Main quest. Score at least 70% on the accuracy test. Side quest. Score 90% or higher on the accuracy test. Main quest completion. 200 EXP, plus 1 DX. Side quest completion. 150 EXP, increased reputation with Iruka. Shuriken and kunai skill increase by 1. Hidden objective. 150 EXP? Failure, 100 EXP, decreased reputation with Iruka. Quest is mandatory. Naruto. Quite daydreaming and grab your set. Iruka shouted at him. Embarrassed, Naruto quickly ran over to grab a set before a thought popped into his mind. Observe. Looking at the kunai and shuriken sets, Naruto's suspicion was right when saw quite a few with the poor quality rank. Hey, Iruka-sensei, what's with these shuriken and kunai? They look off. That can't be right, Iruka stated before testing them out himself. You're right, the balance and sharpness on some of these are all off. These things should have been thrown out. Some of the older ones must have accidentally gotten them mixed up with these ones. I'll have to inform the older students to be more careful when they organize them next time. Thanks, Naruto. In the meantime, you can use my set. Hidden objective completed. For notifying Iruka about the poor kunai and shuriken, your reputation with him has increased by 100. Hell yeah! Naruto couldn't believe his luck that he managed to accomplish the hidden objective without trying. Using observe on his teacher's kunai set, Naruto was pleasantly happy. Standard issue kunai and shuriken set, common quality. Young or old, kunai and shuriken are a ninja's best friend. The weight and sharpness of these tools are perfectly balanced, allowing for good piercing, slashing, and accuracy when thrown. Attack power, 9 to 12. Accuracy, plus 10%. Plus 3 dex. Observe skill has leveled up. You can now see more information on a person or item. Grinning like a fox at his incredible luck, Naruto set out to practice as much as he could before the test began. Already as he launched the kunai and shuriken did Naruto feel a difference. Instead of bouncing off like they usually would, the kunai and shuriken stuck to the dummy and flew smoothly towards the target. Adding his increased STR to the equation, the tools were wedged in there pretty well. As the blonde continued to practice, he didn't notice a set of narrowed eyes fixated on his form. How the demon managed to notice the poor quality sets he wouldn't know, but it meant that he would most likely be getting a better grade in accuracy now. He'd have to find some other way to hamper him. By the time the 20 minutes of practice were up, Naruto was feeling very confident. When he looked back at his kunai and shuriken skills, he noticed that he had gained almost a little over 120 EXP towards it. Naruto could only guess that the use of proper tools and the fact that he hit the target more often and more towards the bullseye made him sped things up much more quickly. As he watched the students go by one, Naruto wasn't surprised that Sasuke had once more gotten perfect with both portions of the test. Ever since the start of the academy, Sasuke had been able of doing it. Lucky team, Naruto frowned. Uzumaki Naruto, you're up, Iruka announced. First is the kunai accuracy test. You have 5 shots. Looking at the targets, Naruto smirked before taking aim and then shooting the kunai at them one by one. To his surprise and the surprise of others, Naruto struck home on all 5. A perfect 5. Well done, Naruto. You've been practicing, I see, Iruka congratulated. Now for the shuriken accuracy test. This time you have 10 shots. At this, Naruto began to worry a bit. The shuriken test was harder due to the fact it was not only had a smaller hit zone, but also because the shuriken curved, unlike the kunai, which could only travel linearly. Shaking it off, Naruto took his place, breathed in and out, took aim, and fired the metal stars one by one. The first 4 hit home, the 5th unfortunately missed, along with the 8th, while the others struck home one more. Well, congratulations, Naruto, you passed with 90% accuracy. Naruto jumped for joy, screaming at the top of his lungs while many looked on, perplexed. While it wasn't uncommon to see anyone other than Sasuke get a perfect on the kunai portion, it was the easiest one, but the fact that Naruto, the bottom student, managed to do so surprised them, if one included the fact that Naruto just managed to pass the accuracy test with a 90%. The whole thing was baffling. Some wanted to say he cheated, some did, but others realized how was it possible to cheat at this. Eventually the majority of them thought it was nothing more than a fluke. Quest completed. Ready, aim, fire. Main quest, score at least 70% on the accuracy test. Accomplished. Side quest, score a 90% or higher on the accuracy test. Accomplished. Hidden objective, notify Iruka about the poor quality gear. Accomplished. Total rewards earned: 500 EXP, plus 1 dex, plus 200 reputation with Iruka, plus 1 shuriken and kunai skill. Standard issue kunai and shuriken set, common quality. If possible, Naruto's grin got even wider. Nothing was gonna bring him down from this high. Okay, everyone, now it's time for the written portion of the test. Remember, this is worth 50% while the physical portion is the remaining percentage, Iruka announced. Well, that would do it. What? Just kidding, Iruka smirked at some of their faces. That one never got old. In his mind. Not funny, Iruka-sensei. Naruto fumed and vowed to get him back later. Though when a quest alert popped up and informed him such a quest would lower his reputation with the instructor, Naruto decided not to do it. And declined. Alright everyone, that's it for this week. Have a nice weekend. Many of them cheered and hooped as they left the academy. Here's your set back, Iruka-sensei. Naruto held the pouch. Iruka, however, merely smiled. Keep it. Consider it a reward for your hard work. It looks like you've been working hard. I have spares anyway. Just try to be careful with them, alright. Naruto merely grinned before equipping the set. As he was about to head towards his favorite ramen stand, Naruto remembered that his observe ability had gone up and decided to test it out. Status window. Name, Yumino Iruka. Job, Ninja. Level, 26. Next level, 24347/30500. Title, Chunin Ninja Academy Teacher. Specialization, Sensor Ninja. HP 1450, 400, equals 1850. CP 1725, 250, equals 1975. STR 4230, equals 72. VIT 58. Dex 45, 47.5, equals 92.5. Int 5910, equals 69. WIS 90, 22 plus 20 plus 20%, equals 158. Luck 30. Defense 105. Perks. Chunin Academy Teacher, plus 2 INT and WIS per LV, plus 15% EXP and effectiveness. Towards teaching skill, plus 15% EXP and effectiveness towards skills. Journeyman Sensor, plus 5 WIS and plus 2 INT per LV, plus 25% EXP and effectiveness. Towards Detect Presence, plus 25% EXP and effectiveness towards Detect. Bloodlust. Equipment. Konoha Headband, Common Quality, Durability 30/30 plus 15 Defense. Plus 100 additional REP per successful mission with Konoha, must be loyal. Chunin Outfit, Chunin Rank Required, Uncommon Quality, Durability. 60/60 plus 65 Defense, plus 400 HP, plus 15% EXP gain, plus 10 STR and DX. Standard Shuriken and Kunai Set, Uncommon Quality, Durability 50/50. 15 to 24 Attack Power, plus 25% Accuracy, plus 10 DX, plus 5 STR. Academy Instructor Certificate, LV 15 and Chunin Rank Required. Uncommon Quality plus 20 CP per LV, plus 2 WIS per LV, teaching skill is 25%. Easier. Standard Chunin Footwear, Chunin Rank Required, Uncommon Quality. Durability 40/40 plus 25 Defense, plus 10 DX, plus 15% Movement Speed, 10%. Kicking Power Increase. Most notable skills. Chakra Echolocation LV, Max Mastered. A Senori ninjutsu that allows the user to pulse their chakra in a wide radius and see everything in it, except those suppressing their chakra. Sense others in a 100-meter radius. Allows Detect Bloodlust. Allows pinpoint accuracy tracking on one specific target. Passively grants plus 10 WIS. Water Walking Exercise, LV. Max Mastered. An advanced form of chakra control that also allows you to walk of water. Uses 10 CP per minute. Allows you to walk and run on water. Passively grants plus 10 INT. Passively grants plus 20 WIS. Passively grants plus 20% WIS. 20% less chakra wasted on techniques. Chunin Taijutsu, LV.7, 368/1150. A more advanced form of taijutsu that allows for more maneuvers and better techniques to be used. Passively grants plus 15 STR. Passively grants plus 7.5 DX. Passively grants plus 15% STR in combat. Passively grants plus 7.5% DX in combat. Basic Shuriken Jutsu and Kunai Jutsu, LV. Max. Mastered. Basic Shuriken. Techniques and Kunai techniques. Increases power of Shuriken and Kunai by 25% while in combat. Increases accuracy when thrown by 30% while in combat. Increases accuracy when thrown by 60% while outside of combat. Passively grants plus 10 dexterity. Okay, that a lot of info. Let's see if I can compress it somehow. Here we go, Naruto said as he looked at the box before. While he liked his observability, the amount of information shown was too much for him. Luckily, there was a checkbox for each category that was shown. Okay, only show equipment and skills when asked, he checked off before looking it over again. Much better. Status window. Name, Yumino Irika. Job, Ninja. Level, 26. Next level, 24347/30500. Title, Chunin Ninja Academy Teacher. Specialization, Sensor Ninja. HP 1450, 400, equals 1850. CP 1725, 250, equals 1975. STR 4230, equals 72. VIT 58. Dex 45, 47.5, equals 92.5. Int 5910, equals 69. WIS 90, 22 plus 20 plus 20%, equals 158. Luck 30. Defense 105. Perks. Chunin Academy Teacher, plus 2 INT and WIS per LV, plus 15% EXP and effectiveness. Towards teaching skill, plus 15% EXP and effectiveness towards skills. Journeyman Sensor, plus 5 WIS and plus 2 INT per LV, plus 25% EXP and effectiveness. Towards Detect Presence, plus 25% EXP and effectiveness towards Detect. Bloodlust. Naruto had to admit that Irika-sensei was stronger than he originally thought, and the sensor perk he had explained a lot, especially from what Anko told him. Shrugging it off, Naruto focused his attention elsewhere and decided to take the opportunity to go to Ichiraku Ramen to see Tsuchiyoyaji and Ayam Nizan. It had been a while since he managed to get some ramen from the stand, and today was a special occasion. Oi, Tsuchiya-san! 1 extra large bowl of pork ramen, Naruto announced upon arrival. Extra large, huh? What's the special occasion? The man asked as he and Ayam began preparing the dish. It's not a prank, is? Ayam smirked at Naruto. What? No. I passed my accuracy test today with a 90. Here, look, Iruka-sensei gave this as a gift. Wow, a 90. Alright, who are you and what have you done with the real Uzumaki Naruto? Tsuchi asked. Just kidding, kiddo, Tsuchi chuckled as he and Ayam continued making the dish. Here, this one's on the house for such a good job. Yada! Naruto couldn't believe his luck today. Muttering a quick prayer, Naruto began devouring the ramen bowl with gusto. Yeah, that's Naruto alright, if there was any doubt of him being their best customer. It was gone now. Looking at his ramen, Naruto decided to test out a theory. Obsvre. No talking with your mouth full, Ayam threatened him with a ladle. Swoey. What did I just say? She conked him. Ow. He groaned before focusing on the ramen. Extra large Ichiraku ramen, pork. Restores 550 HP and 100 CP. Status effect, unhealthy. Description, famous Ichiraku ramen made by ramen chef Tsuchi. Though a delicious meal and healthier than most ramen, it's still not healthy due to the high amount of sodium, carbohydrates, and a great lack of other essential nutrients. Not recommended to eat multiple portions. Using observe on the unhealthy status effect, Naruto wished he hadn't Afterwards. Unhealthy, food that lacks the essential nutrients needed in order to live properly and support a healthy growth. Occasionally acceptable to eat, but when eaten repeatedly and in great quantities over a long period of time, it gives the status effect malnourished. And like that, my good mood is gone, Naruto solemnly thought. It explained the malnourished status effect he had. Ignorance was bliss, many had said, and right now Naruto wished he hadn't done what he did. It didn't ruin ramen for him. Hell would freeze over before that ever happened. However, it did make him realize that if he was ever going to get rid of that status effect, he'd have to start eating better. Oh, great. Now I have to start eating veggies, he grimaced. Veggies were easily his most disliked food group. It was basically like eating hay, but if I want to get stronger, I have no choice but to eat less ramen. This sucks. However, this presented him with another challenge. Who can I get to teach me? As it was, his cooking skill was basic and only allowed him to make simple stuff. Sure, cooking an egg and boiling rice were no problem. It was like the basic of the basics. Other stuff he would need help to make. He also didn't have that much money and only got a bi-weekly stipend of 2,000 ryo for groceries and sometimes clothes and gear. Luckily, Konoha's orphan support act paid for his rent till he became a genin. Looking at both Tochi and I am, Naruto used observe on them to see if either one could teach him. Status window. Name, Ichiraku IMNC. Job, civilian. Level, 7. Next level, 2435/4500. Title, none. Specialization, civilian sous chef. HP 200. CP 150. STR 6. Vit 8. Dex 10. Int 6. Wis 25. Luck 10. Defense 0. Perks. Sous chef, plus 25% EXP, speed and effectiveness towards cooking skill, plus 25%. Effectiveness and EXP towards culinary utensils handling skill. Status effects. Not applicable. Okay, I am Nichin is a maybe. Now let's see, what the status window. Name, Ichiraku Tochi. Job, civilian. Level? Title, Master Chef. Specialization? HP? CP? STR? Vit? Dex? Int? Wis? Luck? Defense? Perks. Head chef, plus 30% effectiveness, speed, and EXP towards cooking skill. Plus 30% effectiveness and EXP towards culinary utensils handling skill, plus 20%. Effectiveness and EXP towards teaching cooking. Status effects. Permanent crippling injury, minus 90% to all stats but WIS? Naruto winced as he saw the permanent crippling injury status effect. He had read in the guidebook that one usually got it when failing certain higher rank missions, facing someone who was levels above them, or making a sacrifice. To make matters worse, Naruto remembered it saying that the status started out less severe and could be healed by someone skilled enough to treat it, otherwise it would gain the permanent status and become irreversible. Naruto just hoped it didn't happen to him or those he knew. Naruto-kun, you okay? Ayam asked as she saw his dazed look. Huh? Oh, fine, I am Nichin, Naruto smiled. Naruto, I know you long enough to know when you're lying, Ayam said. Knowingly. Crap, Naruto knew he was busted. It was something Ayam instinctively knew about him. Spill, she commanded. I want to know how to make things. It wasn't a total lie really, but Naruto wasn't ready to tell anyone about his ability yet. The fact that he could see Tochi's stats and perks meant there was more to him than just being a ramen chef. That's it. Why didn't you say so before? She asked. Embarrassed, he mumbled. Will you teach me? Sadly, Ayam shook her head. Sorry, Naruto-kun. Dad and I have our hands full managing the shop, our suppliers and other things. We don't have the time, unfortunately. Naruto was disappointed but nodded. He understood that not many had the time to teach others. Looks like he would need to find someone else. However, wait right here. Ayam left momentarily before coming back. 3 minutes later with a book, a bag, and a rolled-up bag. Here it's not much, but it'll help you get started. This cooking book is what Dad gave me. When I began learning how to cook, the bag has a few ingredients to help you get started, and the rolled-up one is my old knife and utensil set. The knives are old but well kept, and I added a book on how to take care of them. Really? Thanks, Nei-chan. Naruto hugged the adolescent brunette. After a few more bowls, he could have eaten more, but Ayam cut him off. And 340 ryo less, Naruto left his favorite ramen stand and headed on home. He did have a quest to accomplish before the day was over. Naruto's apartment next day, 8:47 a.m. You have slept in a bed. Your HP and CP have full recovered. Ugh, a half-awake Naruto groaned as he stirred in his bed. Naruto would honestly say he was shocked that it had only taken him a night's rest for him to regain all his HP and CP. In fact, Naruto realized that he usually still felt slightly sore or tired the very next day, but now he didn't feel it. Especially after what he managed to accomplish last night. It had taken him quite some time, difficulty, and mental strain, but he finally managed to get his leaf concentration practice method all the way to level 5. He almost didn't during the last hour and needed to eat almost all his ramen to restore his CP. In the end, it was worth it too, as not only did he gain plus 3 WIS and another 4 WIS for practicing chakra control, but he only needed 50 EXP to be able to start grinding. Muttering a few words, a blue window opened in front of him, and he smiled. Leaf Concentration Practice Method, LV5. Next, LV02/650. The most basic form of chakra control methods. This skill allows the user to better control their chakra. The more you level up, the less chakra spent and wasted. Uses 15 CP per minute. Number of leaves that can be held in place, 5. Passively increases your WIS by 5%. Clothes, Naruto muttered before he proceeded to go to the bathroom and take a shower. 10 minutes later came out and put on some clothes and proceeded to the kitchen to make breakfast. Oh right. My ramen's almost gone. Spotting the book Ayam had left him, Naruto decided that now was as good a time as any to start learning. As he picked up the book, something occurred that he didn't expect. Would you like to learn basic cooking recipes? Yes/no. Thinking nothing of it, even if it was slightly weird, Naruto pressed on the yes and watched as the book flashed and disintegrated into a multitude of light particles. Suddenly, Naruto felt a rush flow through his head before several windows popped up in front of him. You learned several basic egg recipes. You learned boiled rice recipe. You learned fried rice recipe. You learned miso soup recipe. You learned porridge recipe. You learned basic ramen recipe. You learned basic udon recipe. You learned a few basic chicken recipes. You learned a few basic beef recipes. Quest alert! Cooking for dummies. Main quest: successfully make a bowl of boiled rice and a fried egg. Main quest completion: 50 EXP. Daily cooking quests will become available. Failure: 25 EXP. Total loss of daily cooking quests. Accept? Yes/no. Awesome! Naruto whooped before covering his mouth and hoped the landowner didn't hear him. When he didn't hear any shouting from the old man, Naruto merely grinned at his luck. Accepting the quest, Naruto remembered what just happened and decided to open up his guidebook. Looking through it for a minute or so, he spotted what he was looking for. Skill books and scrolls. Much like some skills can be learned by being taught by instructors and teachers, other skills can also be learned through scrolls or books such as recipes or forgotten techniques. Whenever you learn from a book or scroll, the item in question is destroyed in the process, so it's best that you make a copy of it first if possible, as it may be irreplaceable. Some skills in scrolls may conflict with certain skills you possess, such as taijutsu, and will require you to eliminate the existing technique before you can learn a new one. In some cases, however, you can polymerize certain techniques to prevent this. Note: scrolls and books based on theory cannot be learned. Some contents from scrolls or books can only be learned when you meet the proper requirements, such as stats, lineage, gender, etc. Pressing on the word polymerize, Naruto's guidebook took him to another section. Polymerize/augment. Polymerization or augmentation is the act of combining two or more fighting style in order to make a technique more powerful. This will result in a hybrid taijutsu style that, while not all techniques can be learned from both parent styles, takes the most compatible ones and allows you to make new ones too. Note: both fighting styles must be similar and compatible with one another, otherwise the act will not work. The more fighting styles combined, the more difficult and longer it takes to level up and master. A person can only polymerize fighting styles when they master the Advanced Academy Taijutsu and when they reach level 15. Guess that means I'll have to be careful on what I learn. Naruto didn't need to worry or focus too much on it at the moment, though, as he was still on the basic Academy Taijutsu. As Naruto was about to get start on his latest quest, he recalled the other book Iam had left him, and like before, the book evaporated into particles of light. You learned the culinary utensils handling skill. Culinary utensils handling, LV1. Next, LV00/75. Allows you to properly maintain, repair, and use your cooking utensils. Allows for finer cuts and precision to be made as you level up. Increases sharpening speed by 5% and retained sharpness by 10%. Increases utensil care and maintenance by 5% and durability by 10%. Not the greatest skill in the world, but Naruto shrugged. Okay, let's see, Select recipe. You chose boiled rice and fried egg recipes. Regions/ingredients required: 2 eggs, plain rice, hot water, and basic utensil and knife set. Estimated cooking time, 15 minutes. Success rate, 85%. Yes/no. As soon as he pressed yes, Naruto soon felt himself going through the motions of preparing his meal, almost like he was going on autopilot, yet at the same time he still felt himself aware of his surroundings. The feeling was both foreign and familiar, as if he had done this many times before. You successfully made boiled rice and fried egg. Boiled rice restores 50 HP and 0 CP. Status effect: not applicable. Description: a simple bowl of boiled rice, plain and simple to make, usually combined with other dishes to make it tastier. Not the greatest meal in the world, but not the worst either. Fried egg restores 25 HP and 0 CP. Status effect: not applicable. Description: a simple fried egg, not much to say really. Quest completed. Cooking for dummies. Successfully make a bowl of fried rice and a fried egg. Main quest completion, 50 EXP. Daily cooking quests will become available. Accomplished. Total EXP earned 50 EXP. Congratulations! You've leveled up. You are now level 5. Status window. Name: Uzumaki Naruto. Job: the gamer. Level: 5. Next level: 15/2800. Title: Academy Student. Specialization, not applicable. HP 1000. CP 1650. STR 15, 5 equals 20. VIT 31. Dex 17, 6 plus 3 equals 26. Int 51. Wiz 15 plus % 5 equals 15.75. Luck? Def 10. Perks. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 75 CP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards power type fighting style, minus 25% EXP towards chakra control. 40% EXP towards reputation gain. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 50 HP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards Fuinjutsu, minus 15% EXP towards chakra control. Prank King, minus 10% EXP towards reputation gain, plus 15% EXP towards strategy. And Tactics, plus 15% towards stealth, additional plus 3 DX per LV. Status effects. Malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% towards VID DX. And STR stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. Currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoo-in for the title of Dead Last. Money, 6,500 Ryo, $650. Points 4. Congratulations! You are now able to enter dungeons and learn the skill instant dungeon creation and dungeon escape. Grinning madly, Naruto finished his breakfast, which, while not as tasty as ramen, wasn't half bad really. Looking at his newfound skills, Naruto took some time to go over them. From what he learned about the IDC's skill, it allowed him to make dungeons from wherever he was, but his current level had no control over the levels of creatures inside them at the moment. In this case, it meant that he'd only be able to go against creatures of his level or lower till he brought the IDC skill to a certain level. When Naruto thought about others getting hurt when using it, his fears had been put to rest when he read that the technique basically created an alternate dimension alongside this one and created powerful illusion barriers to keep others from noticing its creation. Unfortunately, it also said that if was very close or in contact with him, they'd also get transported and risk getting stuck in the dimension, one that made it similar to the surrounding area he was in and made it so no one such as civilians got hurt, except for those he allowed in. On the plus side, the ID allowed him to escape from dungeons he created whenever he wanted, pure and simple. The only downside is that I have to wait a whole 12 hours before creating another dungeon. Naruto thought it sucked. Why am I getting the impression some other forces are trying to make sure I don't get too powerful too fast? Regular dungeons, he discovered he needed to wait 48 hours before he could go back in, but even then it allowed him to go from one level to another 3 times before he was forced out. However, Naruto found out that unlike IDC, regular dungeons were smaller, could only be entered at certain levels, had varying enemies levels, didn't have as many enemies as an ID, and to get out you needed to complete the level by accomplishing specific tasks or defeating the level's boss. So which one should I go into first? Before that train of thought went far, Naruto remembered something very critical. Crap! I don't have decent equipment. Sure, the kunai and shuriken set he got from Iriko were good, but he knew in video games that one needed a decent amount of protection, weapons, and items in order to survive. The fact that such things were very pricey didn't help, and all the decent equipment was well guarded and under lock and key. As it was, Naruto didn't have enough to buy either weapons or armor protection unless he wanted to go without food for a while. Okay, let's see. IDC at the moment is not only bigger but also will only allow me to go against weaker enemies at the moment. If things get too tough, I can use ID to get out. In regular dungeons, however, I'll be facing stronger enemies and have to finish through it before I can leave or risk losing half my current EXP and money if I want to leave. Better go with the IDC first. For thinking things out. Yeah? My WIS goes up, I know. Naruto closed the window before it finished. Better get my stuff ready first. The whole process of getting all of the things he needed took Naruto a little over an hour before he was ready. During that time frame, Naruto had equipped his kunai and shuriken set and sharpened them, earning the maintain equipment skill in the process. Naruto had also prepared a few more dishes, leveling up his basic cooking skill in the process to restore his HP and CP whenever he got the chance. Okay, I have 2 bowls of fried rice, boiled rice with fried egg, 3 boiled eggs, 1 miso soup, and 1 porridge. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Naruto knew it was now or never. Getting out of his apartment, Naruto went into an alley and called out, "Instant dungeon creation." The experience was one Naruto would never forget as the world around him flashed a bright white color, and the next he saw red. Red. It was the most accurate description he could come up with. Gone was the blue sky, with wisps of white clouds. Gone was the clean and well-kept building. In their place was a dark and dreary place with a black and red sky, cracked buildings that looked like they were falling apart, some of which were ablaze. It was as if Konoha had gone at war and lost or was badly damaged. Okay, was not expecting this. Naruto had to admit this was a little unsettling. The whole place reminded him of a few of the undead levels he played in video games, the one with ghosts and zombies. Zombies Naruto could deal with no problem. Ghosts, on the other hand, Naruto would freely admit he was scared shitless about them. Not only were they incorporeal, which meant trying to harm them was almost impossible, but they followed you everywhere. Please don't let there be ghosts. Naruto hoped his luck would hold out as he carefully made his way through the alley. "Muyoyor" was all Naruto managed to hear as he rounded a corner. The sudden sound of a trash can being knocked over by the black cat that ran off who knows where scared the living daylights out him. "Stupid cat. You better hope I don't find and learn a recipe with you as an ingredient." As he was about to continue on, Naruto spotted something of potential use. Observe. Lead pipe, common quality. Blunt weapon. Durability 40/40. A discarded lead pipe commonly used for plumbing or other forms of waterworks. Though there's nothing extraordinary about this item, it's surprisingly durable and can be used. The weapon has decent length and is fairly balanced. Attack power 13 to 17. Usage requirement 18 STR. Well, it's not a sword, but it's better than nothing. Welcome to the team. I'm so glad nobody saw me talking to a pipe. Ugh, hi. Eh? Ugharg? The voice continued to groan. Turning on the spot, Naruto saw the dungeon's first enemy. Of course it had to be a zombie. Well, better that than a ghost. Getting a better look at it, the animated corpse with his observe, he had to admit he wasn't all that impressed. Civilian zombie, LV3. HP 75. CP 0. STR 25. Vit 3. Dex 3. Int 2. Wiz 0. LEK 0. You're dead, your luck sucks. Perks. Undead, ignore pain, 30% less damage taken by sharp objects and taijutsu. LEK, WIS and CP are non-existent. Extremely low INT allows you to act only on instincts, 30% increased damage by blunt objects and fire-based techniques. Description: a regular zombie with nothing extraordinary about it, can be Troublesome, however, if you encounter them in large groups. Some say that they are restless spirits inhabiting corpses, others say they are the byproduct on an experiment gone wrong. EXP earned 55 drops. Good thing I found this little beauty then. Naruto held his weapon more confidently now, jumping at the zombie with the lead pipe held high. Naruto swung it down with all his might onto the creature's head and knocked it down, not letting it get the chance to get back up. Naruto continued to strike at the undead creature with all his might till it evaporated into a blue particles. A special skill has been created through a special act. By relentless beating enemy with a blunt object, you've gained the passive ability Basic Blunt Weapon Mastery. Basic Blunt Weapons Mastery. LV1. Next LV0/75. A skill that allows the user to freely handle blunt weapons. Passively increases the power of blunt weapons by 10%. Passively increases the striking speed of blunt weapons by 5%. Passively increases the critical hit rate of blunt weapons by 5%. Oh, this just got easier, Naruto commented before he saw another zombie making its way towards him. Striking at it with his lead pipe once it got close, Naruto had to duck a strike that would have taken a decent amount of health off him. The young blonde soon followed up with a strike at its knees, making a resounding crunch that made it fall down like a sack of potatoes. From there, Naruto began to bash its head in before it finally died. Alright, who's next? Naruto was left agape at the sight before him. Where the zombie once stood was now a small wad of cash, 130 ryo to be exact. Is this real? He wondered before taking out a small bill from Gamakan and compared to 2 bill notes. To his amazement, they were the same, with the exception of the zombie dropped one looking newer, almost as if it was recently printed. Guess that takes cares of my cash problem. Wonder what else I'll get from these guys? He grinned at the prospect. Naruto proceeded to kill 5 more zombies, gaining another 490 ryo in the process, and an item called zombie rib for some reason, as he made his way out of the alley before he spotted an ignorant undead. Deciding to take advantage of its lack of noticing him, Naruto stayed to the shadows and brought himself up to a vantage point. Taking a small piece of broken brick, Naruto tossed it a few feet away from the zombie in the opposite direction. Fortunately, the tactic worked, and the undead being headed in the direction of the sound. Leaping at it, Naruto struck it on the head much like he did the last one, knocking it down and sending it sprawling away. Before he could finish it off, the zombie disintegrated into nothing. A special skill has been created through a special act. By taking advantage of an unsuspecting enemy and striking while they are off guard, you've gained the active ability Kagekoku's Shadow Strike. Shadow Strike LV1. Next LV0/75. A skill where the user strikes at an unsuspecting enemy with no time for them to defend. CP usage 50. Must be hidden to use. Increases the power of weapons by 50%. Increases critical hit rate of weapons by 15%. Increases concussive and crushing power of blunt weapons by 10%. Increases cutting and severing power of blade weapons by 10%. I love this gamer ability, Naruto grinned before he felt himself being hit in the back and sent tumbling down the street. Ow, Naruto groaned as he got up. Alright, who's the dead undead asshole? Spotting a few zombies in front of him, Naruto charged at the end, swung his lead pipe at the closest one, knocking it aside, before using his momentum to strike at the other one, sending it sprawling into the other zombie and tripping it. As he moved in to strike at its head, Naruto felt pain in his leg and saw the zombie had bitten him. Ow! Let go! Naruto struck its back before he felt pain in his arm. You've gotta be shitting me! He cursed as another zombie bit into him. Striking at the one biting his leg, Naruto was happy to see it evaporated. before he focused his attention on the one biting him. Using his pipe, Naruto swung at its leg, hoping the strike would force it to let go. It didn't. God damn. Naruto was beginning to worry as he had already lost almost 200 HP. The sneak attack from both zombies, their surprising strength, and his lack of proper armor didn't help him either. He needed to get out of his current situation and quick as he saw the other two zombies getting up and making their way towards him. Smashing his lead pipe into the creature's head, Naruto managed to wriggle free from its teeth before it grabbed him by the arm. The suddenness of it all making him drop his weapon. Already he could feel the undead being's greater strength drag him back, and Naruto knew that without his weapon, he'd be toast. Grabbing on a wooden frame, Naruto cursed as the rotten wood splintered off from the burning building. Thinking it was better than nothing, he jabbed the burning piece of wood into the zombie's eye and watched as it became wreathed with flames and flayed in agony, barreling into the other two zombies in the process, and setting them alight as well. Grabbing his lead pipe, Naruto swung at the still burning corpses and watched as two of them disintegrate into nothingness, with one's head flying from its shoulders before it became nothing but ash. Oh damn. That was too fucking close, Naruto cursed, collecting 300 Ryo. From the zombies, Naruto suddenly heard a groaning sound from behind. Turning around, Naruto spotted a not-so-welcoming sight. Staring in front of him was a horde of undead, some of which were a level higher and carried weapons such as pipes, wooden clubs, even axes. Oh. Shit balls. Oh, make alternate accuracy test ending. Well, congratulations, Naruto, you passed with 90% accuracy. Naruto jumped for joy, screaming at the top of his lungs while many looked on, perplexed. Okay, everyone, now it's time for the written portion of the test. Remember, this is worth 50% while the accuracy portion is the remaining percentage. What? Needless to say, Naruto got a big fat 0 on his test, passing the whole test with a 40%, while his reputation with Irika went down by 104. Failing. God damn it. On the plus side, it was still the highest mark he had in his school year. Actually, in all his school years at the academy. Oh, shut up. Make me, you little. Hey. Quit throwing those kunai at me. Don't make me get Enko on your ass. She doesn't scare me, Naruto boasted. Author writes something in the story. Oh, good, she's right behind you. And she heard everything. Enjoy. Eh? Was Naruto's only intelligent response before he felt a hand tighten around his shoulder. So, you're not scared of me, huh? We'll have to fix that, Gaki Enko grinned sadistically. Eep. Naruto squealed as he was being dragged away, much to the confusion of the students while getting the sympathy of others. One torture session later. So you were saying? I'll be good, a shaken up Naruto spoke. Damn straight. Chapter 3, Everything Unfolding. As the horde of undead in front of him began walking towards him, Naruto was starting to wish he knew a few crowd control techniques, or at least had an exploding seal tag. His thought on the matter was cut short. However, as a couple of axes were sent flying at him, one fell short while the other went for his head that he only managed to bat away at the last second with his lead pipe. Okay, you can't hit what you can't see, Naruto tossed down a smoke bomb that screened the area white before making a strategic retreat to a better and more secluded vantage point. Naruto considered himself lucky that the zombies still needed to rely on their eyes to find him instead of smell. At least he hoped. As he reached a decent vantage point, Naruto stuck to the shadows as best he could as he looked down upon the street. Your stealth has increased by. Naruto closed the window. He needed to concentrate as best he could at the moment, need to change the setting on that thing. Okay, let's see here. 7, no 9 zombies. Naruto counted and spotted a new enemy Amongst them, observe Mob Zombie, LV4. HP, 150. CP 0. STR, 29. Vit 6. Dex 6. Int 2. Wiz 0. LEK 0. You're dead, your luck sucks. Perks: Undead, ignore pain, 30% less damage taken by sharp objects and taijutsu. LEK, WIS and CP are non-existent. Extremely low INT allows you to act only on instincts, 25% increased damage by blunt objects and fire-based techniques. Description: a hate-filled zombie who wields a dangerous weapon. Slightly stronger and a greater threat than civilian zombies. Encountering them in groups is dangerous for beginners with not that many techniques. So plan ahead if you want to survive. EXP earned 70. Drops: Zombie Rib, Ninja Zombie, LV5. HP 200. CP 0. STR 35. Vit 8. Dex 10. Int 4. Wiz 0. LEK 0. You're dead, your luck sucks. Perks: Undead Ninja, ignore pain, 35% less damage taken by sharp objects, and taijutsu, LUK, WIS and CP are non-existent. Extremely low INT allows you to act only on instincts, 20% increased damage by blunt objects and fire-based techniques. Description: a former ninja turned zombie. Due to having a more conditioned body in its past life, it is much more agile and stronger than a regular zombie. Be mindful of its hands as they have transformed into sharp claws that can seriously harm you. Encountering them in groups is dangerous for beginners with not that many techniques, so plan ahead if you want to survive. EXP earned 115. Drops: Zombie Rib? Oh man, that ain't good, he muttered. The ninja zombie in question had reddish decomposing skin compared to the other zombies' gray, green, and blue skin tones, unlike the description said it had wicked claws for hands. What made it even more horrifying was seeing it eat another undead by ripping its head off and then munching on the brain. The others didn't seem all that bothered by the act, or maybe they just didn't really understand what was going on. Thank God I'm desensitized by violent video games and graphic images. From the academy, even then though he still felt a little queasy, video games and pictures were one thing, this was real life. Too many to hit them head on. I need to split them up. Sure, they were slow, but the ninja zombie was quicker and could probably give him trouble. Naruto just counted himself lucky that there was only one of them at the moment, as none knew where he was at the moment. Naruto decided to take this moment to recover some HP as quickly as possible. After recovering 100 HP, as some of the zombies were beginning to head in his direction, Naruto decided he would need to take care of the civilian and mob zombies first, one by one. Essentially, it was a hit and run tactic, but with little to no techniques or proper equipment. It was all he could do at the moment. Normally he'd just go in there guns blazing, hope for the best, and ask questions later, but after what just happened to him moments ago, Naruto wasn't tempted to experience that again. He wanted to leave this place alive. Naruto didn't know if his gamer ability allowed him to come back to life or restart from a certain point, but he wasn't too keen on finding out. Would be awesome, though, he thought. Grabbing some broken stones, Naruto began to strategically throw them in certain directions to separate the zombie groups. Luckily, their lack of intelligence made it easy to get their attention and split them off from the group. As he prepared to make his way downwards to the nearest zombie, Naruto noticed the black cat from earlier was now in front of him. For whatever reason, Naruto felt himself become uneasy with the feline, and his use of observe only furthered the feeling. Wailing Black Cat, LV4. HP 50. CP 75. STR 3. Vit 2. Dex 60. Int 3. Wiz 10. Luck 15. Perks. Feline Grace, movement speed increased by 35%, evasion increased by 35% in and out of combat, plus 15 DX per LV. Description: an innocent looking and nothing out of the ordinary black cat, is what most people would think, while the claws and scratches of these black cats pose little to no harm. Their intelligence and malevolent nature do. Luckily, they are mostly solitary creatures and rarely travel in groups larger than 2. Whenever these felines come across adventurers, they immediately begin to wail as loudly as they can, discombobulating and stunning them temporarily. They do this so they can get the attention of nearby enemies before making a quick escape with their incredible speed. Should their victim live, these creatures will continue trailing them until the cats themselves are killed or their victim is killed. This is easier said than done, as their speed and natural grace make it difficult to catch or hit them. EXP earned 85. Drops? Oh shit, Naruto cursed his luck. We aware! As the cat began wailing, Naruto immediately found himself dazed and unable to move. By the time he was able to come to his senses and regain control of his body, he could see the feline jumping from rooftop to rooftop before disappearing somewhere in the alleys. As it was, the zombies were now making their way towards him, and from the looks of it he could see that the cat's wailing had attracted more of them. Okay. New plan. Deal with zombies, find cat and then kill cat, slowly. It went without saying that Naruto was not a cat person. As it was, Naruto would now have to deal with the zombies directly till he found another hiding spot. Dealing with the first 2 zombies he encountered as quickly as he could, Naruto was forced to leave the drops behind as more appeared. Not wanting to become overwhelmed by the sheer number, Naruto retreated to the rooftops. However, he soon found himself face to face with a zombie ninja. I'm gonna kill that cat, Naruto growled as the zombie swiped at him with swiftness that one would not normally see in a corpse. As Naruto tried to get in close, he kept finding himself having to dodge from a number of swipes and grabs, some of which managed to hit home and rip his shirt. Warning! Upper armor is now below 25% durability. Just my luck, Naruto wasn't all that surprised considering his shirt's durability and the material weren't all that great to begin with. Refocusing his attention on his opponent, Naruto dodged just in time as the zombie jumped towards him, arms up high, and then brought down and breaking the tiles in the process, leaving Naruto wide-eyed. If that hit me, my health would have taken a serious blow. Naruto took advantage of his zombie's current position and managed to land a hard blow on the back of its head. The strength behind the blow wasn't enough to send the stronger zombie flying, but it did make it stagger and sway. Taking advantage, Naruto swiped its legs, making it lose its footing and causing the walking corpse to fall off the roof and into the street below. Head first, twisting its neck at a very unnatural angle in the process. Guess that takes care of that guy, Naruto wiped the sweat from his brow as he saw the undead being evaporate into particles. Checking to see if there was any zombies. To his relief, there were none. Naruto jumped down to collect his reward, finding about 200 ryo and a rib bone. Okay, seriously, what the hell am I gonna do with a rib bone? Sell it? Deciding he'd look into it later, Naruto still had no idea who in their right mind would want a zombie's rib. The young blonde soon found himself staring at 2 ninja zombies and a few regular ones too. Oh, should not. Good. Throwing down a smoke bomb, his last one, Naruto ran inside a nearby building, killing a zombie via his shadow strike and hid in an empty closet. As he remained hidden, Naruto wondered how they managed to sneak up on him. The ninja ones he could understand, but the regular ones not. Really, but even then it didn't make sense. Wait minute. Status effects. Status effects. Malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% to VID, DX, and STR. Stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Impaired senses, minus 20% perception, minus 20% hearing, minus 5 DX, temp 2 minutes. Remaining. How the hell did? That cat is fucking dead, Naruto growled. It was the only explanation really now that he thought about it. The wail it caused must have given him the stupid flaw as a side effect. Looks like I need to keep my guard up. This stupid thing is messing with my ability to know if enemies are nearby. Waiting a few minutes till the impaired senses flaw was over, Naruto carefully scanned the room from a small crack before making his way out of the closet and out of the room. While he would have liked going out the way he came, the sound of zombies and potentially alerting the cat to his location was a big turnoff. Unknown to him, a pair of yellow eyes shined in the shadows behind him as he left the room. Not wanting the cat to be alerted on where he was, Naruto decided it was best to stick to stealth at the moment, and using his shadow strike until he got out of the building. Luckily, the building was large and provided him with many places to hide or perform sneak attacks on unsuspecting zombies. He had spotted multiple exits, but Naruto had in fact come here to grind and level up, adding to the fact that he was having a better time doing so. In here, having already killed 5 civilian zombies, then outside also helped. Spotting a couple of undead, which unfortunately spotted him in return, Naruto struck out at the nearest one, bring it down before jumping in the air and kicked the other zombie in the face. The last act didn't do much damage due to their tolerance to taijutsu, but it had enough force to make it stagger backwards, almost like everything else. The head is the weak spot. Basic blunt weapons mastery skill has leveled up. Basic blunt weapons mastery. LV2. Next LV0/75. A skill that allows the user to freely handle blunt weapons. Passively increases the power of blunt weapons by 12%. Passively increases the striking speed of blunt weapons by 6%. Passively increases the critical hit rate of blunt weapons by 6%. Congratulations! You learned the technique Ryokuboku, Power Strike. Ryokuboku, Power Strike LV1. Next LV0/75. A skill that allows the user to strike the target with greater force. CP usage 20. Increases blunt weapon damage by 30%. Increases critical hit rate by 10%. Increases concussive and crushing power of blunt weapons by 10%. Sweet! I learn techniques when I level stuff up. Naruto mentally cheered. Let's test this baby out. Ryokuboku, Power Strike. The lead pipe was soon enveloped in an aura of blue, and as he swung it, Naruto found that the speed and ease that he could use pipe was much greater than before. When the weapon made contact with the enemy's head, it exploded into a gory mess before evaporating. Naruto soon made short work of the other zombie, though it managed to land a decent hit before going down, and began collecting his bounty. Looking around, Naruto realized he was now at the end of the hall with no zombies around. Thinking nothing of it, Naruto decided to make his way down the stairs before a thought occurred. Wonder if these rooms have any loot? Naruto almost smacked himself for almost doing such a newbie mistake. In many of the video games he played, Naruto knew that drawers, cabinets, desks, chests, lockers, etc., and rooms in general sometimes had loot or treasure. Whether it was money or armor, loot would help him in the long run. As he went inside the rooms one by one, Naruto was a little disappointed. In some of the rooms he found one mob zombie, who nearly chopped his head off, and 2 civilian zombies who were doing something he wished he could forget. That was some fucked up shit right there, he shuddered. at the memory and was almost tempted to use his pipe to get rid of it. In other rooms, however, he found items such as common first aid kit, which restored about 250 HP and stopped the bleeding status effect, 800 Rio. Bills, a hidden safe but didn't have the code or the skills necessary to crack it open, and adhesive tape. That last one was very nice. Naruto smirked before looking at his weapon. Handle taped lead pipe, common quality. Blunt weapon. Durability 38/40. A discarded lead pipe commonly used for plumbing or other forms of waterworks. Though there's nothing extraordinary about this item, it's surprisingly durable and can be used as a weapon, has decent length, and is fairly balanced. Through the adding of tape to the handle, it allows for a better grip and control when swinging, allowing you to strike better. Upgrade, adhesive tape. Attack power, 16 to 21. Much like in some of his video games, Naruto discovered through the guide book that he'd be able to upgrade or enhance the effectiveness of some of his weapons or armor through various methods. For weapons such as his lead pipe, it was great. For kunai and shuriken, however, it wasn't that good of an idea to use said upgrades, as they were more or less expendable and one-time uses. After looking through the remaining rooms, to which he found nothing, Naruto decided it was time to head out. Fate, however, had other plans for Naruto. Just as he made his way to the stairs, did he hear the pitter-patter of small feet. Oh no! Filled with dread, Naruto turned around slowly, and sure enough did he see the wailing cat. Heh heh, nice kitty? The cat, however, merely smirked with a glint in its eye, and Naruto knew he was screwed. Oh shit! Naruto knew what was coming next, and with the cat being too far away, he prepared for the worst. Murgargak. Huh! Opening his eyes, Naruto expected to see the cat's retreating form. Instead, the blonde academy student found the black cat's head being enveloped by a series of fangs and its body being crushed by the coils of a brown spotted yellow-eyed constrictor. With a sudden jerk, the cat's neck was snapped and it evaporated into a series of lights. What the? Naruto was confused. A snake had saved him? Before he could wonder what was going on, Naruto heard the sound of shoes creaking across the wooden floor before he spotted an all too familiar figure. The snake who got rid of the cat slithered towards the individual, coiling up their leg, waist before finally circling around their neck. So, Gaki, you want to tell me what the bloody fucking hell is going on? A furious-looking Mitarashi Enko shouted, most likely alerting a few zombies to their presence in the process. How long have you been here? A better question would have been how she got here. Actually, I'd like to tell you a little story first. To start, I got up, went to work, and found out a rookie interrogator in training decided he was tired of wearing diapers and decided to play the big leagues, and surprise, fucked up badly, probing at a guy I'd been trying to crack for weeks and set my work back for who knows how long. Later had a huge craving for dango. Decided to go to my favorite, and only to find out the places closed for the next little while. Stepped in dog shit, ripped my favorite cloak, and got pissed on by some Inuzuka brat sneak in. Naruto winced at the last one. Why do I feel like Kiba's gonna die after this? Or I have to prank him? His latter thought would prove to be correct, later when I looked for you. To prank the little bastard, I see you go into some alley, and then stood behind you to see how long it would take for you to notice me. On another note, you still need to work on that, Gaki. Then, and here's the best part, I somehow got transported into a post-apocalyptic dimension with zombies by some snot-nosed blonde who I've been trying to find for the last 30 minutes. I'm feeling fan-fucking-tastic. GKI. So, you had a bad day? Ah! Naruto suddenly felt himself being pulled up by the scruff of his shirt towards the mad, in both sense of the word, purple-haired woman. Don't test me, Gaki, Anko snarled. I'm stuck here, been attacked by zombies, stalked by some fucking cat that calls more of them, haven't had. Strange in the last couple of months, and worst of all, I haven't had my dango in the last week. Mama needs her fix. Naruto whimpered at the woman's crazed expression. If looks could kill. Naruto knew he'd be dead countless times already, and in many unique ways. A special skill. Now's not the time. Naruto really needed to see if there was an option where this only appeared when he wasn't in danger, in battle, or when he was focused. So this can go down two ways, Gaki. Either you spill your guts or I spill them for you, cover them in hot sauce and spices, make you eat them. Before feeding you to Midori-chan here, she patted the snake lovingly. If snakes could purr, Naruto knew it would be doing it right now, judging by the look of content on its face. Not wanting his guts spilled, as well as the other frighteningly detailed acts. Naruto was about to tell her the whole story before he came to his senses. Hey, wait a minute. You can't kill me. Just try me, Gaki. Give one good reason why I can't kill you. If you kill me, you'll be stuck here with no way out. I'm your only hope of getting out of here, he smirked. Shit. Fine, I won't kill you, Naruto smirked. I'll just break one of your bones for every minute we're here instead. And to make sure you're not going anywhere. At that, Midori swiftly wrapped herself around the blonde in an inescapable hold. I got here with you, so I'm guessing if you try to leave, I'm going along for the ride. You sure you don't want to start talking, Gaki? She smiled oh so innocently. Needless to say, Naruto told her every last detail about his ability and what it gave him. And that's the whole story, he finished. Anko and Midori for their parts remained impassive, and Naruto didn't know if that was good or bad. Gaki, are you high or something? I mean, I know you're a ninja in training and legally you become an adult when you get the headband, so what'd you do? I'm not on drugs. They had been taught the significance of drugs and alcohol in the academy, along with a few other embarrassing and gross things, but idea of touching the stuff never occurred to Naruto. He's telling the truth, Anko-san, the green constrictor hissed. Really? Midori merely nodded at her summoner. Naruto was left agape at the action. The snake can talk. Seriously? What the hell does the academy teach these brats nowadays? Anko thought. If this was Konoha's future, they were royally fucked with a rusty kunai. Yes, the snake can talk, Anko sighed before straightening herself out. So, a video game bloodline, huh? Pretty unique, if not weird to say the least. Eh? Of all the follow-up reactions Anko would have, that was last one he expected to see. Kid, when you're a ninja for as long as I've been, you tend to have a different look on things and go with the flow. It's less of a headache to deal with than having to fight against it, Anko explained as she looked at him. Naruto had to wonder if all seasoned ninja had this kind of mentality, or if Anko was the exception. Either way, it sure made things easier for him. Who was he to fight good fortune when it came his way? Though I gotta admit, this is certainly one for the books, part of her was still thinking she was dreaming, or had drunk too much, and it was messing with her head. It wouldn't make sense since she didn't drink last night, as far as she could remember, but it still made more sense than this. Furrowing, Naruto tried to think of some way to convince Anko that he wasn't lying. Thinking of something, an idea came to mind, and Naruto decided it was worth a shot. Invite Anko to party, Naruto called, hopefully out much to Midori and Anko's confusion. Gaki, what the hell? Anko gasped at the sight before her with Midori mimicking her summoner. You've been invited to join Uzumaki Naruto's party. Will you accept? Yes/no. Huh, Gaki? Anko had no idea what was going on or what to do. Holy crap! It worked! A part of Naruto honestly didn't think it would, but he was so glad it did. Worked? What the hell are you talking about? What is this thing? Anko was seriously confused and nervous, two things that rarely ever happened to her. Just say yes, or better yet, press on it. Trust me, Naruto informed her. Trust you? At the moment, her trust in Naruto was a tad shaky given the circumstances, but the kid had been honest with her so far. Besides, what other choice do I have? Pressing on the yes option, a sensation and memory she'd never forget. The blue window box flickered out of existence before she saw a floating text box above Naruto's head. Okay, this just got weirder, Midori couldn't help but agree with the eccentric dango-loving woman. You'd get used to it, sorta. Naruto had come to terms with his ability, but it still surprised him at times at what it allowed him to do. If there was any doubt about his ability in Anko's mind, Naruto was pretty sure it was gone now. Though Naruto had to say he was impressed by her level. When wondering why he could see it now, Naruto guessed it had to do with the fact that she was in his party rather than the level of his observe, which thanks to a little more fiddling with allowed to allocate the stats granted to him by skills to the base stat, as it was only stats granted by tools would appear within parentheses. Status window. Name Midarashi Anko. Job Ninja. Level 37, next level 58876/76100. Title Snake Mistress. Specialization Torture and Interrogation Expert. HP? CP? STR? Vit? Dex? Int? Wiz? Luck? Dev? Perks. TNI Veteran, plus 30% effectiveness and EXP to TNI Skill, plus 30%. Effectiveness and EXP to Killing Intent Skill. Toxicologist Veteran, plus 30% effectiveness, damage, and EXP to Poisons. Skill, plus 75% to Poison Resistance. Tracking Veteran, plus 30% effectiveness, EXP to Tracking Skill, plus 30%. Damage and defense to stealth-based attacks. Status effects. Description: not much is known about Midarashi Anko's past, as she tends to keep to herself and only opens up to those she truly trusts. Hailed as a skilled ninja at a very young age, Anko later went on to become one of Konoha's top torture and interrogation specialists and an accomplished tracker, accomplishing tasks where others, other than the Inuzuka, failed. Due to her tutelage, Anko is one of Konoha's best toxicologists, having used and created many unique poisons in the field and during interrogations. Her love of dango is quite well known and feared, some say surpassing Uzumaki Naruto's love for ramen. Note to self: don't piss her off. Naruto shuddered, especially with his status effect giving him a weakness towards poisons. So, what do we do now? Anko would freely admit she was out of her comfort zone at the moment. The enemies were weak as hell, a single punch or two from her was enough to turn them into particles of light, and Katon ninjutsu was basically a one-hit kill. What else? Kill some zombies, he said as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. You mean you're not scared or hesitant about killing them? Anko was surprised really at the ease of which he spoke of it. Even prodigies, most of them, had difficulties killing other beings for the first time, especially humans. Nope. I mean, sure, it's weird, but they're not alive really, so, Naruto tried to explain as best he could. Also, that cat pissed me off and I killed a few rats before. Makes sense, Anko nodded. You also underwent the academy, right? So that would help. The academy, what now? Naruto had no idea what she was talking about. You didn't undergo the rite. Anko nearly shouted before horrid thought occurred. Did any of you go through it? No, was his hesitant response. Anko was left doing the best impression of a fish Naruto had ever seen. It seems the academy standards have greatly gone down, Anko-san. Midori hissed. Under-fucking statement of the year, Midori-chan, Anko groused at her. Summon. Note to self, talk to Hokage-sama about this. Basically, Gaki, the right was set forth by the Nidain when the academy was first founded. It's a twofold test that was more or less created as a way to weed out those who couldn't become ninja. It's a test where you take your first life, in animals, in the academy, and then a human life after passing your Jounin instructor's test after you become genin. It wouldn't do Konoha any good if we had ninja who couldn't kill. Anko didn't bother to mention that a select number of those who didn't pass had an opportunity to still be useful in Konoha in one of the non-combatant divisions such as the medics, sensory, barrier, or cryptologists divisions. Problem was that one needed a certain amount of talent and intelligence to qualify as well as pass a series of specific tests to be accepted. Technically speaking, you shouldn't be in your last year, Gaki, Anko informed him, though it may be a case that the academy standards and curriculum changed for the worst. What exactly are the requirements to graduate? The written test for one. Then there's the accuracy and physical exam, and finally the basic Academy 3 exam, he finished. That's it. Oh, merciful bloody fuck, she cursed. Anko could understand the written test. A ninja needed brains, not just brawn like the legendary Stupid Brothers. The accuracy and physical exam were equally important as one didn't want a ninja who was physically weak and accidentally struck their own comrade or innocent bystanders. The Academy 3, well, that was a no-brainer, but just knowing the basic Academy ninjutsu wasn't enough for one to become a ninja. When she had graduated, Anko had to demonstrate proficient use of 3 C rank techniques, with at least one of them being lethal when used against another. Sure, it was up to the Jounin instructor to mentor their wards, but they weren't there to babysit them either. The academy graduates were basically blades that had yet to be refined and tempered. It was the job of the Jounin to make sure this happened to them before they got into real life situations. If this was the current standards, things certainly weren't looking good for Konoha. Many had heard how Kiri had changed the standards that made them be known as the Bloody Mist, but even then the standards were still high and demanding. Heck, in Kumo it was a prerequisite that all genin be proficient in the use of kenjutsu before graduation and the chakra flow technique. Note to self, kick Kumino's ass, the academy instructor had some serious explaining to do in her mind. Even if it wasn't his fault, she still needed someone to vent on, and she couldn't very well kick the Hokage's ass. The man could kill me before I had time to blink. Speaking of which, duck, Anko called out before sending Midori towards a zombie behind Naruto, the constrictor quickly wrapping around the undead and crushing its head with her jaw. That task said vile, the serpent gagged. Though she had nothing in her mouth, she could still taste the rotten flesh on her ultra-sensitive tongue. Never make me do that again, the summon hissed at the purple-haired kunoichi. Didn't ask you to bite it, Midori. Anko blinked before she walked over and picked up a bill of Rio. Why? You know what, I'm not gonna bother. Zombies dropping money isn't the weirdest thing I should expect from what I've been seeing. Plus I have more spending money for Dango. Anko grinned, and Naruto could honestly say he was a little disturbed by it. You mean you didn't notice it before? Naruto asked. Guess the loot deal only worked when I joined your party, Anko mused. She had to admit Naruto's ability was unique, and she had no doubt that they only scratched the surface of it. It made her wonder just how powerful it was. So what now? Naruto had no idea where to go from here. Well, what were you doing here beforehand? Grinding mostly, It means killing a bunch of enemies to level up quickly. Anko nodded at the explanation, having no experience with video games or the lingo of it all. But since your level is very high, you're only gonna get loot instead of EXP. And any enemies you kill won't transfer EXP to me, Naruto explained. Made sense, Anko thought, sorta. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna go kill some zombies. Midori-chan, you? Stay with the Gaki and make he doesn't get into trouble, Anko told her. Familiar. Though he didn't say anything, Naruto was somewhat touched that Anko was thinking of his well-being. No need to babysit him, though. Just make sure he doesn't die otherwise. We'll be stuck here. Later, Gaki, Anko finished before taking off. Naruto realized he'd have to downsize on the carrying part. 1 hour later. Smashing his pipe into the back of a civilian zombie's head, Naruto was satisfied to see its head flying away. Off to the side, Naruto saw Anko's summon Midori more or less kill anything that came too close to it with relative ease. Naruto couldn't help but shudder. The summon used every part of its body as a weapon, from its maw filled with sharp venomous teeth to its tail that asphyxiated or speared her foes. Thank Kami she's on my side. Naruto knew that if she was his enemy he'd be dead, or worse, eaten alive. Okay, that's zombie number 27 since I saw Anko, Naruto huffed a bit before whipping the sweat off his face. Naruto had to admit he was getting a decent workout going through actual combat instead of what he usually did. Too bad I didn't find any good weapon or armor loot. So far he only found a few caches that held items such as first aid, basic repair kit, and a couple thousand ryo. It wasn't bad, but he wouldn't have minded if he managed to find any good armor or weapons. His pipe was good for now, but he needs something stronger to prepare for the future. His shirt and pants were currently on their last stretch, and Naruto would have to use some of the money he gained to buy decent clothing and armor to replace them. Seeing no other zombies around, the one he just killed was the first he had seen in the last 7 minutes, Naruto decided to take a break and replenish some health. Currently looking at his status window, Naruto was happy for quite a few reasons. One was that he was now at level 6, 8890. Ryo richer, a few of his skills increased by a few levels and had gained a new perk. Status window. Name, Uzumaki Naruto. Job, the gamer. Level, 6 next level, 455/3600. Title, Academy Student. Specialization, not applicable. HP, 1200. CP, 1975. STR, 15, 5, equals 20. VIT, 37. Dex, 20, 6 plus 3, equals 29. Int, 61. Wiz, 15 plus, percent 5, equals 15.75. Luck? Def 5. Perks. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 75 CP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards power type fighting style, minus 25% EXP towards chakra control. 40% EXP towards reputation gain. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 50 HP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP. Towards Fuinjutsu, minus 15% EXP towards chakra control. Prank King, minus 10% EXP towards reputation gain, plus 15% EXP towards strategy. And tactics, plus 15% towards stealth, additional plus 3 DX per LV. Beginner Zombie Slayer, 30% increase attack and defense against undead. Plus 5 stats when facing undead, plus 10% additional drops and EXP from undead. Status effects. Malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% to VID, DX, and STR. Stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto, has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoo-in for the title of dead last. Money, 15390 Rio, $1,539. Points, 9. Quit admiring yourself, Gaki. Anko landed behind him. Only women can do that. Ga! Naruto stumbled. Quit doing that! Naruto shouted only for Anko to ignore him and direct her attention to Midori. So how'd the brat do? She asked her summon. The boy has good instincts, tactical thinking, and does not give up. Naruto puffed up at that, but he's arrogant, his senses to mind his surroundings needs improvement, and his fighting style is non-existent. He also has a bad habit of letting his emotions get the better of him and does things that get him in trouble with the enemy when he could have easily beaten them. He has potential, but his hit first and think later method will get him killed someday. Overall, he needs a tune-up big time. How the heck would a snake know that? How do you even know what I need and don't? Naruto shouted, his temper getting the better of him as she listed his flaws. Oh boy, Anko knew what was happening next and jumped out of the way. Huh! What are you? Before him, Midori's body began to expand exponentially before she reached incredible size and length and girth. Her head was now easily 2-3 times bigger than his body, and Naruto knew she could swallow him whole with no problems. Wish to repeat that, boy. The gigantic serpent bellowed, sending Naruto flying into a building and destroying a few buildings to crumple or fall over from the air that escaped her mouth. Warning: health below 25%. Warning: shirt armor destroyed. Warning: pants armor. Naruto winced both at the warning and the pain he was feeling. Damn it! And that was from her simply opening her mouth. Smooth move, Gaki! Naruto saw Anko atop the giant serpent. Midori. Here is a scion of the Hokuja Sennin, White Serpent Sage. She knows a ton. And helped me on more than one occasion in more ways than one. When she was part of the clan, she was one of the more powerful summons. She could wipe out a village and its inhabitants if she wanted to and make it look like child's play. Anko neglected to say that so long as they didn't have another summon or large-scale ninjutsu at their disposal, but the blonde didn't need to know that. Naruto paled as she told him that. I just had to go and piss of a giant serpent with teeth the size of me. He was really tempted to hit himself with his pipe before something occurred to him. What do you mean by was part of the clan? Midori-chan, please don't kill him. Anko hoped she listened. It's fine, Anko, Midori hissed, her native accent coming into play. You get one warning, Uzumaki-san. Simply put, I am what you would call a banished summon. A series of circumstances lead me to be banished from my homeland and unable to return, and I've been with Anko ever since. No regrets, however. If you wish to know more, you'll have to earn our trust. Quest alert. Trust earned, Anko and Midoro. Main quest: earn Anko and Midori's by gaining the reputation level. Honored with them. Main quest completion: 6,500 EXP, plus 5 attribute points. Past revealed? Failure: 1050 EXP, past not revealed. Reputation beyond friendly with Anko and Midori no longer available. Accept? Yes/no. Reputation level? Naruto quickly opened his guidebook to see what it was talking about. Reputation. Reputation plays an important factor in the world. The more well-liked you are with a faction, the more benefits and easier time you will have with them, such as discounts, missions, EXP, etc. Contrast: the more hated you are with said faction will have the opposite effect. Reputation also plays a major role in future events that can and may not occur, so make your choices carefully. Note: when your reputation for a faction reaches its maximum value, any reputation points will be converted into EXP instead. Abhorred. You are seen as a monster by many. You and those close to you will have a high chance of being attacked without mercy by anyone with this reputation. High possibility of them posting a bounty on your person. Minus 40%. Teamwork effectiveness, minus 40% monetary gain, minus 40% reputation gain. Hostile. You are an enemy to this individual and will be attacked if given the chance. Small possibility of them posting a bounty on your person. Minus 20%. Teamwork effectiveness, minus 20% monetary gain, minus 20% reputation gain. Disliked. This faction doesn't like you. Your chances of being attacked are low, but still a possibility depending on what you do. Minus 10% teamwork effectiveness. Minus 10% monetary gain, minus 10% reputation gain. Neutral. This faction doesn't know you or could care less about you. Your chances of being attacked are non-existent unless you attack them or if your actions affect them negatively. Friendly. You're on good terms with this faction. Your chances of being attacked are low and you gain additional rewards. Plus 10% teamwork effectiveness, plus 10%. Monetary gain, plus 10% reputation gain. Honored. You're on very good terms with this faction. Your chances of being attacked are low to non-existent, and you gain a good deal of additional rewards. Plus 20% teamwork effectiveness, plus 20% monetary gain, plus 20% reputation gain. Exalted. You're seen as a hero or inspiration of all that is good and just with this faction or individual. Your chances of being attacked are non-existent, and you gain an incredible deal of additional rewards. Plus 40% teamwork effectiveness, plus 40% monetary gain, plus 40% reputation gain. Note: be forewarned. This reputation may give you fangirls. Though Naruto sorta felt off about the idea of having a quest be used to learn more about someone, he reminded himself that many quests or actions he did in some way or another earned or deducted reputations with him or others. Luckily, Naruto knew that quest pop-ups were only visible to him and clicked on the yes button. Well, I'm bored and hungry. Let's go home, Gaki. I got enough Rio to buy myself a ton of dango, Anko announced suddenly and with a look of utter joy in her eyes. Didn't you say your spot is closed? Naruto remembered and was thusly greeted with the sight of a depressed special jounin. How much did you get, by the way? A little over 46,000 Rio, not including whatever Midori got, and a few items from caches and that giant weak-ass zombie, but what does it matter? The depressed woman said nonchalantly. Naruto, however, was left bulgy-eyed. 46,000. Do you know how much ramen that would get me? He shouted, momentarily forgetting that he had to cut back on the dish. Screw ramen, Anko shouted. If it ain't dango it's dirt, was her childish response. Don't compare ramen to shitty balls on a stick, Naruto shouted. Don't compare dango to weak old boiled piss in a bowl, Anko shouted back at him. As the two began debating about which dish was better, Midori couldn't help but sweat drop as the scene unfolding before her. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear they were related somehow. It's like looking into a gender bender mirror. Ramen. Dango. Ramen. Dango. Ramen. Dango. Enough. Midori had enough of their squabbling. It was starting to give her a migraine. Don't make me eat you too, seriously, both of you. Would probably give me indigestion and force me to throw you back up. But I'll do it if it means not having to listen to this tripe. Both Naruto and Anko merely deadpanned at the snake, who began shrinking back down to size. You okay, Midori? Anko asked as the serpent coiled and wrapped herself around the woman. I'm fine, Midori huffed. It still takes a lot of chakra to maintain my previous form. I just need rest, she said, and with that she started to sleep. Anyway, get us out of here, Gaki. Doesn't look like there are any zombies left. Anko had more or less killed the majority of the zombies she came across with relative ease. The giant one had been slightly tougher but had been defeated fairly easily by her speed and katan ninjutsu. Had Naruto gone against the thing on his own as he currently was, he would have been killed. Though from what she saw and deduced, the kid probably wouldn't give a rat's ass. I got my work cut out for me, Anko thought. Ah man, Naruto whined. He'd have liked to have stayed a little while longer and grind some more, but with the little amount of zombies and chakra he had, not to mention his lack of proper equipment, he doubted he'd get far. Not bad for a first time though, there was always next time. And with his level he could go to some of the dungeons Konoha had. Instant dungeon escape, Naruto announced just as the world turned white and they suddenly reappeared in the alley. Headache, Anko groaned as little bits of light danced in front of her eyes. Little warning next time, Gaki. Sorry, Naruto groaned as well, he'd have to get used to that. Well, I guess I'm off, Ga. Naruto suddenly found himself being dragged by the collar. You're not going anywhere till we see the Hokage, Gaki, Anko's tone left no room or argument. What? Are you crazy? Naruto shouted. What am I saying? Of course. She's crazy. Sorta, and FYI every ninja is a bit crazy, Gaki. It's how we cope, Anko stated. Besides, what's the big deal? The big deal is that I can't prove it? Gaki, Anko merely pointed above her head. Oh, right, the boy stopped struggling. You can let me go now. I could but don't wanna, Anko said and continued to drag him all the way towards the Hokage Tower. On the way, Naruto noticed that many glared his way, but to his confusion he realized that some were directed at Anko too. Why is she being glared at? He wondered. Being dragged up the stairs, which hurt like hell, and then some. Anko proceeded to lift him up by the ankle in front of the secretary. Gotta talk to Hokage-sama about the Gaki here. Hi, Mariko-nichan, Naruto greeted the familiar secretary. Much like I am, Mariko was one of the few older females that Naruto had a decent relationship with. Naruto-kun, Mariko chuckled. What did you do this time? What makes you think I did anything? Naruto merely got a deadpanned look from both women that screamed, seriously? Honest. I didn't do squat this time. Right, sure, Naruto-kun. And Hokage-sama is a closet pervert, Anko and Mariko laughed at that. Well actually, Naruto began just as the door opened. I'll see you two now, Anko-chan, Naruto-kun, Hiruzen spoke from the doorway. No way in hell was that coincidental, Naruto swore the old man was listening in on them as he was dragged into the room. Before we begin, Anko-chan, please let go of Naruto-kun before blood rush to his head kills him, Hiruzen ordered. You're the boss, Anko smiled and promptly let go of the blonde's ankle. Oof, Itei, Naruto nursed the bump swelling on his conked head. Bad choice of words, GG, Naruto glared at his grandfather figure. With how thick that skull of yours is, Gaki, you'd think you'd be able to deal with a little head trauma, Anko jabbed whilst Hiruzen lightly chuckled. GG? Naruto whined as the old man laughed at his expense. Sorry, Naruto-kun, his continued chuckling didn't really help convince Naruto that he was. So what did Naruto-kun do this time, Anko-chan? Why does everyone always assume I did something? Sure, he had a record, but shouldn't be held against him every time, should it? Your reputation precedes you, Naruto-kun, was Hiruzen's blunt answer. Anyways, I have an important meeting in a while, so please tell why you are here. My beef is different than his. Gaki, Anko nudged him forward. Naruto really didn't know where to start. I have this weird video game bloodline limit, he squeaked out. Pardon? Hiruzen didn't quite catch that. Try going a little more slowly. Naruto-kun, try to enunciate as well. Take a deep breath if you're nervous and just. I have a video game bloodline limit, Naruto shouted a little too loudly. Subtlety is really not the Gaki's strong suit, Anko tried to get the ringing out of her ears. The snake handler just thanked her lucky stars that Midori was a really heavy sleeper, as she became vicious when she was woken up. A video game bloodline limit? Hiruzen had extensive knowledge on bloodlines and bloodline limits in general. It was one of the reasons why he was known as the second professor, but he honestly had no idea what a video game was. Hiruzen was glad that he had activated the security seal in his office as they came in. The man knew from past experience, and wasn't ignorant to know that many would try to listen in. What's a video game? Hiruzen asked. Oh, right, Anko should have seen this coming. She didn't play them. Wasn't her thing, but she knew a bit about video games, such as what they were from acquaintances who had kids, but much of the older generation had little to no interest in it all, explaining to him as best as they could, and the circumstances that followed. Hiruzen merely remained impassive till the end of it. I see. Hiruzen hummed, as much as I would like to believe you to you. Do realize how far-fetched this sound, correct? No sweat, Gigi. Invite, What's wrong, Naruto-kun? Hiruzen asked. Sheepishly, Naruto scratched the back of his head. What's your name, Gigi? Naruto's question caused the older shinobi and kunoichi to face fault. What the hell, Gaki? You're close and you don't even know his name? She smacked him across the head. Scratch a lot of work, the Gaki's gonna need a goddamn overhaul. What? I was told it was rude to mention old people by their first names. Naruto defended himself. Old people? Hiruzen mentally gawked. Personally, he liked to think of himself as seasoned and old. That still doesn't mean you shouldn't know what his name is, Gaki. Anko shot down that excuse. The little idiot was going to give her a permanent migraine, she thought as she massaged her eyes. And for the record, it's Sarutobi Hiruzen. Gotcha. Invite Sarutobi Hiruzen to party, Naruto announced. What is this? The Sandaime emphasized every word in disbelief. Floating before his eyes was a blue window box similar to what Anko had experienced. Believing it to be an illusion, Hiruzen proceeded to do exactly the same thing Naruto did. Not an illusion, Gigi, Naruto grinned. Press on the yes. Worry that this may be a very elaborate trap, a very unique and strange one. Hiruzen cautiously pressed on the button and was shocked to have actually felt it. Can't be an illusion. Genjutsu aren't corporeal. Hiruzen was shocked even further as he saw floating text boxes over the heads of Anko and Naruto. The fact that the illusion or perhaps ninjutsu wasn't affecting him in a negative way didn't make Hiruzen lower his guard. He'd be foolish to do it, but made it seem like he did. Very well, your story checks out, Hiruzen acknowledged, albeit still in disbelief. So what does this bloodline limit allow you to do? Strange as it sounds, it allows me to see and live the world like a video game. Don't ask me how it works, Gigi. I'm still trying to figure out myself, Naruto explained. Hiruzen merely frowned, however. How is this possible? Members of the Uzumaki clan were never documented to have awakened bloodline limits. Just unique Heidenjutsu. Kushina and Mito told me that a few had special chakra that allowed them to mold their chakra or materials into other constructs, but that's it. Minato's adopted, but at the very least he's thought to potentially have come from a family or clan that had the swift release. It didn't make sense when he thought it through. At times some bloodlines would mix and the following would happen: the more dominant bloodline limit appeared, both appeared, a new bloodline arose, or nothing. Yet, nothing warranted from Naruto gaining this form of bloodline limit. Only two theories come to mind on how this happened. One, it's more of Haidenjutsu, really, and a very powerful one too, maybe even a space-time. Kekkei Mora, Hiruzen shuddered and paled. A Kekkei Mora, unlike Kekkei Toda, was beyond mere elemental composition and manipulation if the tales were true. Very old legend said that a Kekkei Mora was the progenitor of space-time ninjutsu that shaped many of the various elemental countries' weather and form. Oh, Kami-sama, and potentially it's in the hands of our resident Jinchuriki. Hiruzen had a good deal of confidence in Naruto, but he was no fool either. The only other possible explanation is Hokage-sama, someone is here and says he's your next appointment, Mariko said over the intercom. We'll continue this after my meeting is done, Hiruzen informed the two. Tell him to come in, Mariko-chan. As the two went to leave, the door opened and a man with glasses, gray silver hair tied into a ponytail, and wearing a black business-style kimono, entered the room. Hokage-sama, he bowed before spotting Naruto. Hello, Uzumaki-san. Huh? Who the heck are you? Now. There's no need for that, Uzumaki-san. Naruto didn't know why, but for some reason he felt that the words were a combination of both a subtle threat and placation. Whoever this guy is, he's stronger than Anko. Who are you? Naruto asked slightly more politely. Oh, where are my manners? My name is, oh dear. I've gone without using for so long that I can't remember. No matter. You may call me the Abyss Auction Manager. And we've had our eye on you for quite a while now. Oh, make snusna. Naruto's age boosted up to 15. That's it. Oh, fuck me sideways, she cursed. Okay? Naruto shrugged before he began stripping. He was 15, Anko was attractive, and she offered, sorta. Who was he to say no? Huh. No offense, Gaki, but even if you're 15 it would be illegal, and I doubt a brat like be able to please a woman like me. What she saw next, however, changed her mind pretty damn quickly. What the hell? I've killed and done a bunch of other sinful things. Adding one more thing to the list is no skin of my nose, she said. She hadn't had some for a couple of months, and it was better than nothing. 2 hours and one sweaty and ranchy McNasty session later, puffing on a smoke with sheets clinging to her sweat-covered body and frizzled hair, Anko bore a satisfied look on her face. Gotta say, Gaki. What? You lack in technique, you damn well make up for it in stamina and enthusiasm. Overall, you're in the top 10 on my list. He wasn't at the top of the list, far from it, but with experience and more hands-on approach, Anko knew he would be a force to be reckoned with. In bet that if Ninja does work out for him, he'd make a high-class gigolo. Gaki better give me freebies. Meanwhile, Naruto was breathing like crazy. His stamina and teenage body were being put to the test at his first time. So tired, he managed to wheeze out. So ready for round 10? Anko threw away her cig bud. Naruto paled. Stop. The spirit is willing but the flesh is squishy and bruised. I wasn't asking for permission, Gaki. I've got a lot of stress and tension. And since I have no intention of doing it with a walking corpse, you're the only one capable of releasing it. So man up, Anko smirked devilishly. Can't we just cuddle? Naruto hoped but whimpered as he saw the look in Anko's sex-depraved eyes. Run for it, you idiot! A powerful yet fear-filled voice called out in his head. Despite not knowing where that came from, Naruto listened regardless and made a run for the exit. The 15-year-old ninja in training managed to open the wooden frame before he fell forward, his legs bound by serpents, and found himself being dragged back into the proverbial viper's den. No! Naruto's screams for help were left unheeded. Add to the fact that they were in another dimension where the residents were mindless undead, it was safe to say they cared or understand little of what was going on. In other words, Naruto was fucked. You wanna stick that where? Naruto screamed. Fucked in both sense of the word. Leveled up skills. Basic blunt weapons mastery. LV5. Next LV3 28/650. A skill that allows the user to freely handle blunt weapons. Passively increases the power of blunt weapons by 18%. Passively increases the striking speed of blunt weapons by 9%. Passively increases the critical hit rate of blunt weapons by 9%. Congratulations! You learned the technique Ryokuboku, Power Strike. Ryokuboku, Power Strike LV3 next LV 136/250. A skill that allows the user to strike the target with greater force. CP usage 18. Increases blunt weapon damage by 50%. Increases critical hit rate by 12%. Increases concussive and crushing power of blunt weapons by 12%. Shadow Strike LV3. Next LV 34/250. A skill where the user strikes at an unsuspecting enemy with no time for them to defend. CP usage 48. Must be hidden to use. Increases the power of weapons by 70%. Increases critical hit rate of weapons by 25%. Increases concussive and crushing power of blunt weapons by 12%. Increases cutting and severing power of blade weapons by 12%.